Tell me what you know about growing up on this side. South of the city and we coming to your life. On the 275, homie, that's where I reside. 275, homie, that's where I reside. Straight up out the gutter and you know we gon' rise. South of the city and we coming to your life. On the 275, homie, that's where I reside. 275, homie, that's where I reside. Oh man.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is good?
We're live. We just want to make sure we
can hear us.
You're facing us right here, right now. And we got our special guest in the building.
In the motherfucking house.
Himself. The man himself. Wellington,
the legend.
Stand up.
You'll believe it.
You know what it is.
If you don't know, you need to slap your motherfucking self.
Twice. Because it is what it is, man. Introducing our man right here.
Yeah.
The King of Welly.
That's right.
Let him know what's up, man. The man Flowz in the building.
In the motherfucking house, man.
What up,
what up, my bro?
Here.
The king is here.
This is Flowz. I'm from Wellington City. Represent for the Footsouljahs and my people's back home in Ngati Ponike. The mothership of my brothers.
Yes.
And Hookbanger.
Welcome,
exactly.
Brother. It's amazing, and it's great to have you in here finally, my brother, so that we can chop it up with you, being that you're from the beginnings, around the beginning times of hip hop in New Zealand.
How long, my bro? How long have you been in this for? Since when was the day that you picked it up and just started thinking of rhyming it? What was that date?
You mean like when I first got touch of it, or when I first started?
Touch of it, inspired, ready to fucking swing it.
We're gonna
start
we
way
we have to take it back, my brother, for people to understand where the fuck we is with this, right?
Well, it's a beautiful story, but as far back as I can remember, when I first got, like my first glimpse of
hip hop. Yeah.
There was this guy called Kenny McFadden. Kenny McFadden, if you don't know who Kenny McFadden is, he was the coach and manager for Steven Adams down there in Wellington City. Steven Adams.
Wow, basketball, eh?
Right.
So basketball got a little something to do with this too.
Yeah. So Kenny McFadden is like my mentor, and played a huge role in regards to my life, but also with hip hop. So when I was about 10 years old, we used to have a gym called Newtown Stadium, and at this gym, this is where all the American athletes and all the imports and all the local brothers go and ball. It's like the scrimmage house, Newtown Stadium.
Right.
And I used to go there as a kid, to play ball. And these fellas used to come to their gym. That was their ball place too. We used to play mini ball there. And one day these fellas showed up at the gym and I was playing, and they seen our team, and they ended up coming to our school because they wanted to coach our squad. We're like 10 years old.
Yeah.
So Kenny comes and coaches us at Maris Holy Cross in the media in Wellington. And after training, Kenny would drop us off home because, all broke motherfuckers from the hood, from the community. But he was the same. He was one of those African athletes who made it out of Detroit and was now a professional athlete.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And you know the struggle over there is real.
Yeah.
Totally different from what we're going through.
When we talk about pressure, those kids are dealing with real pressure.
Yeah.
Our kids, our lifestyle here, our kids got homes, they got mom and dad, they eat, they got food on the table. Those kids.
Yeah. When you look at it from that perspective,
we're
definitely living a good life compared.
Right. We're living a blessed life. We're blessed over here.
Yes.
I'll say it all. This is a blessing to be here.
Yeah.
I'm Samoan, and this is the motherland. This is, we've got to show love to the whenua here. You know what I mean? It's Aotearoa, so beautiful place. But going back to Kenny. So Kenny, after trainings would drive us back to home, and he would play these tapes in his car. He'd play the music, and you know, he's playing hip hop, right? We didn't even know what the fuck it was. You know, he put the tape in, he playing this music. Me and my mates looking at each other, what the fuck's this shit? Like, you know, looking at each other like we don't know what the shit is. And then in between the breaks of these songs, Kenny would freestyle. We're 10 years old, bro. We don't know what the fuck is going on, but we just got hit with something that we were like, damn, this shit's cool. You know, young, you're just curious. Yeah. Eventually, that was my first experience with hip hop, and then Kenny became my basketball coach throughout my young career. I played
Ball.
quite, not high level, but I played for the local team, Wellington, with the Saints program as well. So, Kenny coached me right through, but I was in and out of boys' home and all those kinds of things. And in trouble, he'd always open the gym up in the door for the local kids to come and play.
Right.
So Kenny introduced me to hip hop back in 10 years old, probably like 88, 89.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then from there, I didn't even know Kenny was the guy that those same tapes. See, Kenny, when he was playing basketball in Wellington, he played for the Exchequer Saints. The Exchequer Saints had their own club called Exchequers in Lambton Key. And Nick Mills is the manager of that place, and he's still the manager to this place, the Exchequer Saints. And the Exchequer Saints are one of the most titles in New Zealand history.
Wow.
In terms of basketball.
Right.
When it comes to ball,
Damn.
you know, they got some great athletes down there.
Right.
And Kenny's been a part of that program since he's been in Wellington in 1982. So, you know, he played these tapes to me in 1988, 89.
Who was on the tapes? What were you listening
So
to?
his brothers, well, I don't know what we were listening to.
Yep.
But his brother was a DJ in New York.
Okay.
So because Mac was playing ball over here, whenever he'd go home, his brother
pick
would
up
pick
new
his tapes.
Oh shit! All right.
Right? And he'd been in Wellington since 1982.
And this guy's in New York.
His brother. So Mac,
That makes
Kenny,
sense, bro.
Kenny McFadden is from Detroit.
Yep.
Detroit Pistons, bad boys. You know, if you watch the legacy, that was Jordan's hardest competition was the Detroit Pistons. And Mac used to ball with Isaiah Thomas. They used to compete against each other.
Wow.
Yeah, but he came to Wellington. When he came to Wellington, he said to me, Feast, I never smelled fresh air in my life. I never seen the seawater. You know, I never seen plants and green grass. You know, he's from Concrete Jungle.
Yes.
But so we go back to Kenny Mac. So he's been there since 1982. So he bought those tapes in 1982. Now, I hooked up with him 1988, 89. So the tapes have been circulating Wellington City
For 7 years.
for 7 years.
Whoa,
And
marinating.
he played for the Exchequer Saints. So remember I said that he had that club called the Exchequers? Nick Mills owned it. Well, they used to go to the club after the games for after drinks because Nick used to supply the drinks for the athletes, right? Kenny said, we go to the Exchequers and they have a motherfucking band. And the band is shit. Band is shit. Like, you know, he's just come from the States, you know, so he knows what the level is.
Yeah.
So he's like, damn, I need to go find out if there's any other spots. But Exchequer Saints, you know, they supply the drinks, so they're drinking there. He eventually says to himself, I'm going to go walk around Wellington. Ends up at a place called Dr. John's. Now, Dr. John's is where our OG godfather for DJing came from, who was DJ TP.
Wow.
DJ TP.
Right? What nationality is TP?
Maori.
Maori.
Wow. Yeah.
So Maori boys got to play in this whole thing too, right?
Yeah. So he's Maori, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Bro.
It has to be. This is, you know, we're talking about a culture
Yep.
that's from the struggle. Man.
Yep.
Don't forget Maori and Pacific Islands. We're the same people.
Similarity.
We're the same people.
Yep.
With the same DNA.
Same shit.
That's what people don't forget, you know. Is in the scheme of things, if we really break it down on a historical timeline, Māori are the new generation of Pacific Island culture and the most advanced. Yeah? In the history and the timeline of the South Pacific, Samoa is the beginning, is the mecca of the South Pacific. And everyone branched out, you know, from there.
Yeah.
And
So
now,
that was like a hub, and then we just spread out.
hub, that was the hub. It's the original,
South,
gods, Savai.
Damn.
We can talk about that another time. But going back to Kenny, he's going to Exchequer, the club. They got alcohol, but they ain't got no sounds. So he goes and walks to this club and finds Dr. John's in Cuba Street. Cuba Street is like a place in Wellington that's real alternative.
Familiar with it? Yep.
Deaf metal motherfuckers, rock motherfuckers, rap motherfuckers, white kids lost, you know, just in the anarchist sort of shit. And
that's the culture in Wellington. That's why it's so creative and independent. Everybody's just on their own shit. No one really follows nothing. Everyone's just like, nah, fuck mainstream. You know, that's the mentality down there. So Kenny found this place, Dr. John's, and TP was the DJ at that place, and he was also the MC. So Kenny was watching this dude.
What?
and
He would
he would
MC
MC in
himself.
between, yeah. So
DJ.
play,
Oh, shit.
play,
Alright.
play breaks and beats or songs like Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder.
Right,
and,
right.
You know what I mean? So that's that fly shit.
Yeah.
And in between, he'd toast. You know, do his thing. He'd MC, not rap, but like just jump on the mic and hype things up. You know. And Mac was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck is this place?" He walks in, goes to the bar. He's like, "Yo, man, can I get a drink?" And the barman's like, "Nah, we don't serve alcohol in this motherfucker." And Mac's like, "Hey," he's like, "Nah, this is a youth bar. This is where the kids hang out, so we don't serve liquor." So Mac's like, "What the fuck?" So anyway, he says, "I chill there for a minute and I watch this kid TP, and he's playing dope sounds."
Yeah.
So he says, I want to bring Kenny here one day, and then we can have that conversation with him directly.
We got
So
it.
he can service him for yourself, and I promise you, you're gonna be fucking
No shit.
No shit. I'll bring him here, and we'll make that happen. But
Let's
just
do
let me just fill the void while
Right, right.
So Kenny, he watches TP and he's like, damn, this kid's got skills. So every night, every game, home game they have, after the home game, they go to Exchequer Saints. You know, take his teammates and the other team. They go to the Exchequer club. They drink there because Mac was like, oh, this, the music shit there, but we got liquor there. So they'd go drink there, and then they'd walk down to Dr. John's, bro, you know, and they'd chill there and listen to DJ TP play records. And TP is the local Māori homie, you know, holding it down. Eventually links with Upper Hut Posse. DJ TP.
All right.
Upper Hut Posse. We'll go into that. We'll go into that.
Man,
But
damn.
but anyway, Mac approaches Kenny and Kenny approaches TP. He's like, yo, I got these tapes. And TP's like, okay, cool, man. What kind of tapes? He's like, man, I got tapes from the States with the fucking latest music, the latest rap and the latest shit. And TP's like, really? Shit. Mac's like, you want to play them? He's like, yeah, I'll play them.
Yeah.
Now, TP is playing the latest hip hop, direct from New York, 1982. In the motherfucking club at Dr. John's.
Wow. And this is a youth.
There's a youth place, yeah. They don't serve no liquor.
Wow.
So now, Mac's like, I got a spot. We go get pissed with the boys up here where our sponsors are, and we walk down here to Dr. John's and we hang with the real motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So boom, 1982, hip-hop is in Aotearoa in Wellington City, in the back streets of Cuba Street down in Wellington City.
Bro.
Yeah?
Wow,
But,
like
so that's
hip-hop's in the
82,
house.
and then 88 was when I met Mac.
Yeah.
88,
So the
89.
circulation had already done 7 years deep.
7 years deep.
Yeah.
And I was just about to discover
you
it
were
myself.
inspired. Yeah, you were ready to get inspired.
You know, so
So how old are you? We talking? How old were you when this started to? I suppose when you really thought that this was going to be something, you know?
10. You're saying 10.
well, that's when I discovered it.
Yeah.
But when I knew it was going to be something, was when I started a rap crew with my bro DJ Sean T, another local Māori boy who was a DMC DJ champion. We started a crew down in Lyle Bay, and we won our first competition at this local club, like the Rarotongan Club, that had a dance night, a few night, and they were like, "Yo, we got a rap comp." Me and my bro went down there and we won it, like $300 in the bar tab. Man, we celebrated like fucking kings, bro. We shouted the whole fucking bar the whole night, bro. Kid you not, you know. But that wasn't the first time I was in love with rap, because by that time, 1991, I was in college, so I was like year 9, third form. So, started a rap crew, but it wasn't until, and at that time, because I was the local dude that people knew for basketball, like you come down to the local court, man, we go down, man, we play, we serious about our ball. DJ Raw and King Kapisi like ball too, and they used to come down the courts and ball out. And when it was time to play, they'd be like, "Hey, yo, young fella, you come with us." So that's me. I'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool." I didn't even know who they were, but I just followed them. And then eventually, because they were older, and because I was living at that time with my parents, my mom had just moved us down to this community from the hood to get me closer to school. And there wasn't many kids that I really resonated with, because there was a lot of middle-class motherfuckers,
Right.
and white kids,
Yeah.
And I just come from a place where it was just pro-poly, pro-island, I knew everybody. I knew all my next-door neighbors, even my haters, we fought every day, but we still knew each other. You know what I mean? we moved into an area now. It was like fucking nobody, but these two guys, Bill and Ian, DJ Raw and King Kapisi, right? So they used to play my team, and when we play, we win. So they're like, oh yeah, you come with us, young man. Yeah. Eventually, I started following them around and found out they're rappers. And Raw was a DJ. I went to one of their shows when they were originally the crew Gifted and Brown, with back in the days. That was like 1991. And then I used to watch, and I was don't forget, I'm in college, third form. I'm not even supposed to be hanging out with these fellas, you know. But I was that young motherfucker, that little grasshopper that was just like us. I was like, yo, man, these guys must be the cool guys. Okay, I gotta go hang with them. Yeah. Eventually, I started following them around, and then, you know, I started seeing these shows, Gifted and Brown, Up Posse, and eventually King Kapisi in them, and eventually DJ Raw took me under his wing and was like, oh, just come hang out, bro, you know, not really. You know, it became basketball, but then it was like, oh, you know, this young fella seems like he likes rap. And so he's like, oh, bro, you come hang out with us and kick it with us. And I was like, oh, man, cool. You know, like, fuck, man, little motherfucker. You know, just like, yeah, man, shit, you king. Yeah. You know, and at that time, too, I got kicked out of school. So, you know, I was a top athlete, but, you know, had major issues and problems at home. You know, from a broken home. So things at home was all fucked up, you know, but sports and music would seem to be the things that kept me sane. You know what I mean? But eventually, Raw took me under his wing when I was out of school. I was still playing ball with Max. I was still training, but I discovered this new thing, rap. But I didn't know that Kenny was heavily involved in the rap scene too, because remember, he was servicing all the tapes. And he was connected to DJ Raw and all these boys too, but I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? DJ TP schooled up DJ Raw and DJ Reese B. DJ Raw, DJ Reese in that club, Dr. John's. DJ Reese B was our first DMC champion in 1989. DJ Raw was the second DMC champion in 1991, our first. And they stem from DJ TP and that club, Dr. John's. Remember, when Kenny met TP, they eventually recruited TP to East Chica Saints Club, and then that became the spot.
Damn. Right.
And then DJ Raw and Reese B started working there. And then boom, now you got the fucking Three Stooges in the same building fucking shit up. Yeah. and the pillars is based on DJing, bro. Yeah. Without the DJ, we wouldn't have had the motherfucking hip hop. Yeah. So they're a huge part.
So we had to have somebody here to play it.
The platform. We had to have platform. So the source was this guy Kenny McFadden, but you know the boys were already listening to African music, you know, like Stevie Wonder and Al Green and all that fly shit, Diana Ross, and you know that was there, and Prince and Michael Jackson, you know what I mean? Yeah. But Kenny brought this other African shit, this other African music and culture, which was hip hop, and now boom, we got this other, you know, kind of style and sound that's similar to Stevie Wonder and them, but it's street. So
lyrically different and it has different stories, you know what I mean? So Stevie had his, Michael had his, but then there was these things. And bro, I just want to get into that too, because like when I think of Wellington hip hop, bro, when I think of you guys, I feel the New York influence. Now, what you're telling us right now is the reason why that whole New York influence coming. So, like, you know, East Coast influence of the music and that. You fellas down there?
Definitely. I mean...
And look at what, you know, where it all started from what we're talking about. These tapes, they were from New York. So they were circulating in there. That's why you were soaking that music up, bro. That was your fellas' environment.
That was our environment. We, you know, like I basically walked into an environment that I got soaked up in a whole lot of knowledge and I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. I didn't even realize, actually, at the time, just a young kid, you know, just like any young kid, you know, it could have been boxing, it could have been MMA, it could have been DJing, but it wasn't. It was fucking basketball and hip hop. So, you know, we're talking about the follow up to my first rap competition, where we win a rap comp, and then I meet DJ Raw and the boys, and then they eventually introduced me to Cos, and Cos at the time was in the crew with Kaz the Field Style.
From here,
from
the hood,
yeah. And the crew was called the Mau at the time. Samoa, which eventually changed to Rough Opinion. And Rough Opinion at the time were getting ready to do a big show at the Town Hall with Gifted and Brown with Southside. 1990.
Two, three?
Yeah. Well, I was a kid. I was still at school. Man. I mean, I wasn't at school. I was kind of at school, you know.
You should have been.
I should have been at school. We were
registered at school.
I was at another motherfucking school.
Yeah.
You know, so
another type of education.
They also because I was hanging out with Cos and them, the whole Southside hip hop came to Wellington for the Proud Tour. This is talking 92, 93, you know? Yeah, 92, 93, I remember it. Oh, yeah, 93. Had to be 93 because I came to, no, had to be 92 because I came to Auckland 93 to go to school. I got kicked out of Wellington. I came and I had to come up here and went to Otahu College. We'll go into that later.
Damn.
But, yeah. So
hip hop's alive in your fella's city. It's buzzing around. It's a New York sound. Your fella's latest DJ that schooled up people like Raw, who's given you the game. You know what I mean? So these are the stems from where this whole situation's come from. You know what I mean? And the influence in it, bro.
Because Willie's always been strong in the arts, bro. No matter what. Whether it's fucking actual art or it's fucking music, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, I believe it's always been a hub for that.
yeah, it's a creative place where people are really independent. You know, we're independent thinkers in regards to, you know, they really hate the fucking system. They really hate fucking.
It's a political town.
You know what I mean? Like,
Hey.
you know, like the kind of town where, because we're independent, we rely on the favor. You know, we rely on man. You know, on men getting together and putting in the work. So sometimes you could be working for someone for free, but it's for the greater of the community. That's kind of how Wellington works. You know,
For the
someone
bigger
might
picture.
have the lights, and someone else might have the. You know what I mean? And
Camera.
someone else might have this, and we all gather up, and we're like, okay, what you know, it's for the city. Okay, cool, let's get it. So.
Damn.
It's always been independent, and it's independent like the boys from the South Side that I was talking about, the Proud Tour. And that was the first time I seen, you know, a whole group of Polynesian artists, you know, Pacific Island artists, all on stage. You know, OMC, Otara Millionaires Club, Paulie Fuimana, the original Pacific Descendants with Johnny Sangala and Dei Hamo, two brothers in the white jacket and the white, you know, lava, you know. You know, Jimmy Two Fingers, you know what I mean?
Jimmy Fingers.
You know Jimmy Fingers, yeah, you know,
That's
the
a
original
homeboy, that's a
DJ.
homeboy,
You know, what up to Jimmy Fingers, because man, it's the OG right there, you know.
It's the OG, bro.
Those guys gave me the belief, you know, after I seen Gifted and Brown with King PC and DJ Raw, and then I seen the Mo and Rough Opinion with Cosmo, the big homie, and Cares the Field Style, and then I seen the Proud Tour, you know what I mean? I seen these guys, and that Proud Tour, bro, I got pulled in out the fucking crowd by King PC's older sister. She was like, Feast. Bill hasn't shown up for the show. Can you come on the stage and fucking and drop some bars? And I was like, hell no, I'm not fucking jumping on the stage with all the, you know. I was intimidated, but you know what? I took that opportunity.
You did it?
Yeah, I did it because, I mean, I was young and I was hungry, but I wasn't trying to take the bro's spot. I was just.
You're still trying to get there, but not like that on somebody else's spot, right?
Nah,
I feel you.
And so the sister chucked me in the deep end, and then boom, I was on stage. And then that moment was when I was like, I want to rap.
I want to do this.
I want to do this.
So that was the start of this
That
game,
was the
eh?
start of, well, for
Damn.
me, that
There
was
it is.
And
when,
look at the stage that you were on and the people that you were with at that time, bro.
yeah, blessing in disguise, bro. Like, you know, only I dreamed about those things when I was a kid, you know, and you know, you never think in your wildest dreams that will ever happen.
Yeah.
You know, God took me to these places that I'd never been before in my life, and I've done some things in my life I only dreamed of, and you know, looked in the mirror and talked about pretending like a character, you know.
Yeah.
And then,
But
you
this
know,
is music, right? That's
Yeah.
what music is.
Yeah.
Hey,
Music is.
music is something we will never fully clock. You know what I mean? Like we'll never get the bestest out of this because it just is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. It is.
it's ours too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Aotearoa, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's our culture, it's our identity, it's who the fuck we are, you know what I mean? And no one could take that from us, not even the African brothers, because the African brothers, you know, they don't know it, they have theirs, you know, but you know, our people,
We have ours
too, but we have afi and we have culture and tradition behind the reasons why we do what the fuck we do, you know what I mean? It's not just
Hunters and gatherers
you know
since
what
way
I mean?
back.
You know, we've
Hey,
been
bro.
living off the land for over 5,000 years, you know what I mean? When we discovered the South Pacific, you know what I mean? So, you know, we are the biggest, you know, ocean, the biggest vast ocean in the whole world. You know, every ocean in the world you could fit into the South Pacific Basin, bro. And that there tells you the intricacies and the knowledge and the wisdom of our people being able to navigate this ocean. You know what I mean?
The vastness of
You
it.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How would you even know that there's something down there?
Down there,
At the,
yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
on a never-ending ocean.
Without a motherfucking compass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's take it back, my bro. We're going back now. And what part was the formation of the Foot Soldiers?
So after that
When
experience,
did that group start? Yeah, when did
1994.
94.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was still at school.
So this is a
Alright,
year
I'm
or
16,
so
I'm
after
16 years
your
old.
experience, this experience.
Yeah.
So we're talking nearly a year and a bit now.
So 92 met the Lost Tribe. I mean, met Danny, Brother D, and his brothers. You know.
Yep.
Right.
And OMC and all that. 93, I couldn't get into no school in Wellington. I got kicked out, so I had to come to Domiki Makota, Auckland, and I lived up here and went to Otahu College. But I'd already lived down here when I was younger, and I stayed in Tennessee Ave, you know, just around the corner here.
As far as Tennessee
Yeah.
can,
You
he's
know
got
what I
a
mean?
chapter out there.
You know, I don't know if anyone knows, but the Carmel family, you know, I'm connected to the Carmel family.
No, they're
you know,
very
from
well,
back in
my
the
bro.
days.
I know those brothers.
You know,
Brother George.
I had the
Brother
prettiest girl in the whole school. You know, down there, Otahu. You know, and she just happened to be the Carmel, you know, Michelle Carmel. So you know,
Shit. Some history right
I got history here in Domiki Makota.
Don't talk about
lots of
any
family.
any female from Tennessee,
I got
bro.
lots of family
if you
too.
know this motherfucker, yeah. This is the
We
Tennessee
whānau, baby, we whānau.
That's my ninja right here. But yeah, I feel you there, bro. Like, you know, Tennessee, rough times around that time too, bro. You know what I mean? When you're living there.
Yeah, 1993. I mean, 1993 also, you know, we were the first South Auckland basketball team to make the Nationals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Charlton Liasi and Kenneth Wright. You know, my homies who, you know, people don't even know. You know, Charlton Liasi was one of the best point guards in the country who battled against Mark Dickel. And the reason I know that is because we were at New Zealand trials together. And this kid from the South, no one had ever seen this kid in their lives. His name's Charlton Liasi. No one has seen him in their life, bro. I kid you not. And we had Dobelina there, which is Stephen Adams' older brother. You know, we had the best basketball players in the country at this camp. And this kid showed up from South Auckland, 57 Beta Drive, Charlton Liasi. He showed up at the camp, bro, and I fucking kid you not. We had never seen a player like this kid ever. You know the kid, George Savali, the OG George Savali from back in the days?
Nah.
Joe Savali. Like, they were the illest ballers up here in Domiki Makota in Auckland, from the hood, from
I
Manurewa.
remember some street dudes from around here that
Junior
never went to
Brown,
school.
you guys know Junior Brown?
Junior Brown's familiar.
Yeah, so Junior Brown's another one of
Young
them.
Kenny that used to live around here.
Or I know all those
R.I.P. to the
kids, like
brother.
those guys, they were like my OGs in regards to sport. Yeah. So Charlton Liasi, rest in peace, my homie. You know, he showed up at the trials. He went against Mark Dickel. Mark Dickel was the #1 point guard in the country, and he was paid too. He was playing professional ball in college. You know what I mean?
Shit.
This kid Charlton Liasi, bro, he was taking this motherfucker like easy money, and he was taking him to the rack, bro, and he was dunking on him. No one had ever seen anybody except for George Savilo, who was from Auckland as well. No one in my young and that particular era had ever seen anyone take the best point guard to the hole and dunk on him. You know, it was like, fuck, man. So rest in peace to my bro Charlton. He has 57 Beta Drive. That's where I used to rock it, and I used to kick it with the FTKNS boys up there and down there in the mall. You know, Humphrey's Place. I used to go kick it out down there.
Yeah,
and
what up to the
TJ
brothers?
knows my connection to those
what's up-
boys.
what's up to the brothers chilling and all them, all the KNS boys out there, man. You know, they were all we used to kick away back in the days. I mean, Hookbang went to school with a couple of them, mate,
Yes,
bro.
I did. Yes.
Yeah,
And that's where I met Scribe. That's where I met Scribe in Humphrey's Place. You know, we were 16 years old. You know,
and he was doing it
he
back
was,
then.
That was Malo Lord Futsu. You know,
Yeah.
that's my homie. What up, Wolves? You know, so you know,
Was he already rapping then?
he was rapping then, but he was, you know, he was from Christchurch, but he'd moved up here to Auckland because he was a naughty kid as well. You know, he was Bulavale as well.
Oh, and they send you motherfuckers to Mangry.
Nah, well, yeah. hey, you know what the funniest shit was? I showed up at my school interview, right, Mr. Gavin. I remember that motherfucker, man, of Otahu. I was like, man, you know, he gave me an opportunity. I showed up to my school interview, and I sat down. He said, I just finished talking to your principal back in Wellington there, young man. And I was like, oh, here we fucking go. I'm not going to get in this school too. And then he goes, well, you know, welcome to Otahu. I've got 1,000 kids just like you, young man. You know? I was like, fuck, thank you, Mr. Gavin. And boom, I was at Otahu College, bro. But you know what? I met my brother there, my half-brother at Otahu College. Yeah.
What?
One day in form class, I was fucking around, and my mates were going, bro, this motherfucker, this big-ass, black-ass motherfucker came in here and said, Ricky's just your brother. And I was like, and they were like, you got a brother? And I said, yeah, I got one brother. He's back in Wellington, Ali.
Free Ali.
Yes.
It's the campaign.
We're going to get to the campaign. We're going to get to the campaign.
We got another story first behind the campaign. Shit.
I said, and I was like, nah, I got no other brothers. I ain't got my brother Ali. And he's like, nah, this fella's saying he's your brother, bro. You got to say it, And I was like, oh, okay. So fuck it. Anyway, a few days passed. I show back up in form class, and this big ass motherfucker comes up to me. He goes, hey, are you Fiso? And I was like, yeah, I'm Fiso, man. He goes, fuck, we're brothers. Get the fuck out of here. I was like, what the fuck? Straight up, bro. And he was my half brother.
Oh, wow. And he'd been brought up here?
Yeah.
In Auckland?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Two Toes. They're Two Toes with the brother Paradise. So I ended up meeting two of my half brothers on this journey.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Up here in Domagi Makoto. It's funny how life connects you into those places and you know what I mean, fills those voids in your life. So
yeah, bro.
What's up to my brother Salasopa, and what's up to Paradise, and to my brother Louis and Yosua. Yeah, and my brother Mohi Chambers, I got whāngai brothers as well. Yep. So, I come from a family of just like yourself, TJ. We got a lot of fun there and a lot of a lot of kids that fucking ain't got homes and shit, and we fucking we do what we do.
Bro. Yeah, we got to do what we do, change the shit for the next generation.
That's how it is.
That's what me and Hook's all about too, because that's what this platform's
we were told a little while ago from one of our uncles. He was in his deathbed, his namesake actual, and he was the one that told us that's what this was going to be. This was our music was going to be the way that we spoke to our old people.
Generation was going to talk
the way we
to
could communicate with their parents. And that the old people should be listening, which was very resonating to even now. That this is our way of us explaining to our kids, this is what we were doing. You know what I mean? Not glorifying anything that we were up to, but just telling the story. And the fact that the music gave us that, the opportunity to tell our story too. Because, shit, for our first lot of songs, we would have got locked up for that shit if they had got out, bro.
You would have, not me, mate. I know what you're talking about. I know what the hell you're talking about. I feel sorry for him.
Jeez. I ain't coming to visit nobody nowhere.
Shit, man. Keep me off out there, man. I don't want to come visit, man. And I don't accept that.
But it would have been that, brother, to be honest, because that's what our first lot of music was, just us and what we were actually living.
Venting. We had to get that off our chest. Luckily, we didn't know how to record, so it wasn't recorded.
Well, real people resonate with real stories, and that is part of the journey, and sometimes people aren't ready for those stories to be told at a particular time, and it takes them time. It just means that you're ahead of your time, and we need to catch up. You know what I'm saying? So those stories, when they're true stories and they're real stories, as real as they get, then people find something in those stories. They find themselves, or they find their environment, or the culture they're in right now. And those stories resonate, and that's how music works. Yeah, bro. It feels good.
And it is environmentally, discovered, bro. Like you get it from what you're surrounded around. That's what I mean, like listening to you guys and that, and hearing about the New York link. Obviously that's what you're going to soak into, because that's what was listening around there. Like us up here, it was different. We were on some South music stuff. We were listening to totally different. And then, other groups were like West Auckland, and then they were like Westie music, the G-Funk. But all of our stuff, because we were listening to the South. Yeah. Because the Master P area.
Marketing back in the day was boom sound central. Hey, every car had subs in the...
When I came here, everyone was banging Bone Thugs.
Bro, no shit. That was out there hard.
Well, it's the first of the month.
Because that shit had that bass.
That had bass, bro.
That had bass.
You played that
I
shit
fell in love. I fell in love with those crews when I came here. You know what I mean? So the music, taste was different, but it still feels good. So I mean, if it feels good, we run with it.
Yep. Hard out, bro.
Now getting back to this.
Yeah. So the Footsouljahs is formed.
How?
Well, first
tell us this formation of that first.
Okay, so the Footsouljahs, cause.
Who's all the original members of this?
I said the original members. So there's Cosmo, DJ Raw, and myself are the original members. The nucleus. Yep. And then, because I was a young fella, I was connected to all the other rappers in the community. So, Cos was a real hard fella to please in regards to, as he kept the circle small, he really, but he had lots of friends, but he just, he wasn't a person that really liked you bringing people into a circle unless he could chill with them and interview them himself. And that would be over beer.
Get that energy going.
Beers and blunts, you know, on the
hard.
weekend or the Saturday night. So when Cause Rough Opinion parted ways and King Kapisi and Philstyle moved up here to Auckland to pursue their dream with the industry here in Tamaki Makaurau, there was a gap in the, you know, in regards to hip hop down there, and because I was hanging out with Raw, you know, naturally I would just follow Raw and just rap. And if he needed an MC, Raw would be, you know, Neff, get behind the mic and you know, and spit some shit. And then so naturally I'd follow Raw to his shows, and a couple of times Cos would show up, and I'd be on the mic, you know, freestyling, whatever, just doing my thing. And you know, guys would like that would show up in the club, and I'd be trying to go hard, you know. And then one night, Danny D from Damn Native, walked into the club
All right.
with Cos, and you know, Cos, I didn't realize was heavily connected to all of hip hop up here. And when hip hop up here would come into Wellington, they'd go see Cos. You know, that was the natural, you know, play of things.
Come clock in.
They knew, well, people just knew that Cos was the host, you know, or he'd go to the shows and just say, you know, if you guys need anything, you know, you need, while he's in Wellington, then I'm your guy, you know? Because that's how our polys do, you know what I mean? We offer each other,
Hospitality, bro. And to this day, we still do it. And to this day, we still do that, you know? Every time we come down there, you know, you always got us. Every time you come up here, bro, we're just returning the favour.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Every time, you know, whichever way it needs to go.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, we need to do those things because then it creates that pathway of, you know, people understanding their role in regards to the community and just as us as family and friends, you know. I know when you come through, go pick the bros up, you know, hang out. They got business to do, but while they're here, they need to know that they're comfortable and they can holler at me if you need anything.
Oh, bro, every time we're in Wally, every time, you know, we're giving that, bro, up to text, bro, up to, bro, we're in the hood.
Hey,
you know what I mean? And you're always like, man, fab, we at, bro, see you soon. You know, every time.
And likewise with you fellas, you know what I mean, TJ?
But that's what it
likewise
is,
with you, bro.
It's that both ways, bro, you know what I mean? We always got to work these things, and that's how it should be. You know, I mean, when it comes to this industry, we all got to look after each other. We're all on the same goal.
That's right.
You know, we're trying to chase the same thing. It's not about us against anybody else. It's us against the rest of the world, bro. You know, we got the same shit. You know what I mean?
We don't have the same pressures as the rest of the world. Though,
that's it.
You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah. So we can compete with them though with our music.
We can.
I mean, listen to the music that's coming out.
We can.
Listen to your new single, Free Ali, man. The campaign.
There we
That's
go.
the campaign. There we
Drops
go.
Friday. This Friday.
Dropping it. So you know, if you want to pre-order that, man, that's in the link in the description right there. So check it out, man, and go help the brother out. Pre-order that shit. That's where it's at. That's how to get it all out there. You know
I appreciate that.
Let's keep it at number one.
Oh man,
Keep it at number one.
blessing. We went to number one on the New Zealand genre on Friday and Saturday, and and then we woke up Sunday and we're number one not just on the New Zealand hip hop genre, but on the pop charts too.
It's look at the roots that it came from, though, bro. Like it's supposed to be. This is how it is. You know what I mean? Like look at how it's all weaved its way into the game now, bro. You know what I mean? Look at where we are right now. I remember, when did you release and when did you tour Putting in Work?
So 1994 we got together and we were
Did you
performing.
do an album before that album?
Nah, we just got the buzz of performing. That's kind of how we built our reputation as the Footsouljahs. Was we didn't have no product, but we were just known for getting on the stage and just tearing
rocking
and
it.
just fucking tearing the whole fucking
Bro,
place down.
Because that's I remember my very first thoughts of yous was that, bro.
Yeah.
Was seeing yous come out and there was a gang of yous, bro.
Out.
And you just fucking tore that
Town
shit
Hall.
down. Yes.
Town Hall, cuz. Yep. One of those hip hop summits
Hip
there,
Hop
bro.
Summit, yeah. And that shit was
That
just amazing
resonated-
to us. Because
yeah.
we were fresh into this at that time, bro. So we were watching yous. At that time, you could say that
Develop.
this was peaking New Zealand hip hop, right? It was
When you were doing your first thing, the hip hop summits way back then, you know what I mean? Like those were the days that, well, we entered the game anyway.
And we were watching you performing, and it was just like, fucking, that's where we want to be, man.
hard out.
It's right there. Look, these dudes are just fucking ripping shit.
Hard out,
And the energy watching you guys perform. Because I give it to you, my bro. I'm a very big fan of the way you perform because you're live, bro.
And energy is where it's at. You gotta, like you always say, bro, you give out what you get back. You know what I mean? So if you're giving out this energy, then they're gonna give that shit back to you. You know what I mean? And I did see that. The reason why I bring up that Putting in Work, bro, I was you know, grateful to be present at the Galatos performance that he's performed there, my bro. I come there with my homies, you know, the brothers from the Humphreys. What up, my bros? It was always good to see each other, and they brought me down there. They're like, bro, you need to come check out my bro, because they knew I was trying to get into this. So they come check out my bro. Look how they do their thing. Look how they, I remember pulling up and CDs were on sale. I was going, all right, sweet. I'm learning the game, bro. That's what I'm saying about your fellas' album release. I'm here learning the game of, okay, we need CDs. All right, let's look at the okay, cool. They've got a venue now. So in the Galatos, go in there. Scribbles family, everyone, all the family, all your fellas, close family, all there. Then see you fellas do your thing. I see you jump out there, bro, and you're all over the speakers and everything. I ain't never seen that shit before. I'm just like, holy shit. And then I'm going back and reporting to the boys, when we go out there to perform now, I don't want to just see you just stand there and fucking at the back of the... You get the fuck up on that speaker and you jump up on that motherfucker. You climb up
that motherfucking ladder.
You start swinging off there. You do some press-ups of that motherfucker.
We were filming ourselves performing, bro. This is how bad it was. We would film ourselves performing and then have a nitpick session afterwards. It was like, oh, who's that just standing at the background having a conversation? It was just to professionalize our...
Perfect the art. We were trying to learn it. Obviously, we came into the game with a different mindset, so we had come in with a whole garage full of T-shirts ready to sell with no music. It was like, shit, okay, we merged that.
We had 2 singles, but we had merch out the ass.
Nah, but I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
We were thinking of the back end. The song was like, okay, we're having fun with it, but let's handle the business first.
Yeah, let's get this paper.
Yeah,
let's get this easy
we're
money.
prepared for it.
But
well,
we
weren't. But we weren't.
Yeah.
We didn't even pay our dues in the music game because we had to learn the ways and the things that we did do and what we had to do and go through to get to where we are today. And to understand what this platform stands for.
That's right.
Rep, why it's here is because of the shit that we went through. But I always remember that time, bro. I remember you first performing. I bought the CD from there in support of that, bro. And I remember that and coming back and the boys that brought me back, they were like, what do you think? And I was going, bro, I think me and my group's got a lot to learn. Bro, and that's from you fellas, because I don't even know when that year was. It might have been in the 2000, maybe 4 or 5 when you came up here. I remember all those songs getting jammed on the radio too, bro. The song You came out. Everyone in there. My homie Doon. What's up, my homie Doon?
What's up, Doon?
Erms, all in that video, bro.
To the OG Ermin.
You know what I mean? We were highly influenced by that song.
Yeah.
You.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, because we back in the Footsouljahs, we originally, so 1994 we started, but for 6 years we performed live and really mastered our craft in regards to performance. So so you
were seasoned as fuck.
Well, no, just from the beginning we started performing, and as you know, when you start, it's always a journey. Things don't only work in millimeters a day. You know what I mean? But that millimeter eventually becomes something. Something phenomenal. And so from 1994, we just did shows and shows and shows and shows and shows for years and years until 2001 when we released, when we wrote the EP, Styles, Deliveries and Flowz. And that EP was produced by DJ Raw and mastered by Chris at Chris Chitlin and Cog.
Wow.
And so that was the first project we dropped. But from 1994 to 2000, pretty much all we did was perform. So we mastered. We did those. We did those 10,000 hours that you need to do to master your craft. We did those hours just performing. And so when you guys were catching us in that 2000 era, we'd done 6 years of performing live already.
Well, that's why.
And so we knew how to really interact with the crowd and communicate and visually give people an experience, because that's what performance is really about. If we really get down to the guts of it, the Footsouljahs knew how to give people an experience. Instead of, we watched all of the Rhyme and Reason videos, we watched all the Wu-Tang Clan stuff, we watched, all the Mob Deep shit, we watched all the, Nas, we watched all the Queensbridge, we watched all of hip hop in those years from 1994. And don't forget, Cos had been doing it since 84. So you already had 10 on us, so we were learning from the grandma, but Cos and DJ Raw. So I wasn't just in a circle of,
You already had the greatness around you.
We were surrounded by greatness, bro. And we didn't even realize it.
In game.
Yeah.
And it's not till now that I look back and I realize how important and how special that whole situation was.
Because who can say that, bro? Who can tell a story like that?
There's not many people who can.
Exactly, brother. That you came up at a time when it was just birthing, but with probably the best connections that that any artist could ever ask for, bro.
Yeah, it's a blessing, bro. It's something that I look, just like you said, you got to appreciate it.
From my coach, shout out Kenny, fucking jamming and freestyling in the van.
Yeah.
Because now I can understand, because I've seen you siphon my bro, and Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel you. So from that to
I'm still involved with the program too with Kenny.
and
I
not knowing
still-
that this dude even linked to fucking
Yeah, that's right.
hey,
right.
to Cos and Raw,
Nah, that's right. That's that.
and
That's
then
what
it comes all the way back around again.
Yeah, bro.
bro.
Hey.
That's what the fucking. That's what the buzziest part of this whole journey has been.
And then for Cos to break away from our group already, and then
Form the foot
Recreate.
form
soldiers
the Foot Soldiers.
and recreate something special. Yeah.
How did the name come about, bro?
Well, you know, because Cos is a really conscious fella. You know, he studied the Black Panthers. You know, the Polynesian Panthers.
Right.
He studied things like Che Guevara. You know, he studied the African Mogadishu. You know, he studied the Ethiopian. You know, the Cambodian. You know what I mean? Outfits. He was an educated, you know, street motherfucker. You know, he read books every day. You know, he was always about knowledge. When people were in struggles and they showed up and there was marches on, he would always go and act and show solidarity. That's the guy who taught us about solidarity and about showing form. When your people are in the community, are going through struggle, you go support them. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
when it's time to march, you know, like the Free West Papua, you know what I mean, platform right now where, you know, in our own backyard, you know, people talk about, you know, Black Lives Matter, and they do matter, but, you know, right in our own backyard in the South Pacific, you know, because West Papua is part of that channel as well.
Yes.
You know, we've got a whole community of people getting genocided right
Yes,
now,
slaughtered.
getting killed, and it's sad because a lot of people don't know about it in their own community. You know, they're so focused on what's going on in other parts of the world that
we forget about the little people.
Backyard.
So,
Hard out.
I mean, that's all part of it. So showing solidarity is something that Cos taught us. It's hip hop too. You know, you show form, you show solidarity for things that matter in the community because that's where we're from as well. You know, and you also show solidarity for the young people coming through the community as well because that's what real OGs do. You know what I mean? And that's what gangsters do too. You know, they show, you know, the young men and women something else and give them the experience, something outside of the environment they're already in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I've been a part of that process since a young fella, not even knowing really, but then all of a sudden, boom, we're in a situation where, you know,
Yeah. Hard out.
going
bro.
right back full circle, like
Yeah,
you said.
And the
Yes.
cycle begins again, eh?
Yeah, bro.
Hard out.
Yeah.
Hard out, bro. Look at that,
So
man.
2001, the EP drops. You know, we tour it. 2004, we dropped the LP, Put in Work.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Damn, that's right too, because we shot What Would I Do, our video, and I remember Cos pulling up to our video, bro, and I think it was with Dooley.
Dooley Brown, what up to Dooley Brown?
That's our brother right there, because I remember we did
Yeah,
that,
Suela.
and then we went to Safari Lounge, and I think
Yeah.
he's had done a gig there or something there as well, Safari Lounge. But we rocked up and we're rocking our 275 rep shirts, and all I remember is the bro Dooley is just like, "What up, brothers? 275 rep." Like, we were like, "Oh shit, yeah, bro, what's up?" I was like, "Oh, that's the bro from phone," you know. And then you know we didn't even click. So how did the bro Dooley come into the picture?
So Dooley was, he came in on the management side,
Oh,
you know,
right,
because
yeah.
Dooley's family had owned businesses in Wellington, and his family was the family that used to service the courts.
Wow.
All the brothers down,
Yeah.
you know, go take the sandwiches and the rolls, all the judges and the lawyers and the brothers downstairs locked up. Eventually he, you know, met up with Cos, and him and Cos got along really well, and then Cos was the one that brought him. And, you know, basically Cos and Raw were the guys who made the decisions, and you know, I was the grasshopper, so, you know, grasshoppers got to go out, pay their dues, do the work, you know, show up, set up the show, do the flying, fly the flyers. You know, Cos had a rule, you know, you don't give the flyers to the fellas, you give the flyers to the ladies. We don't want a sausage sizzle, you know. We want a vagina sizzle. So,
You need more buns than sausages, my man. I feel you.
that's really important. Got to add that to the curriculum.
Yeah.
You know, the fellas could get so caught up in ciphering with the fellas, they forget, damn, you know, he's a pussy up in here. You know?
Straight up, bro.
Yeah, so and it was like that. So you were you hosting your own events?
Yeah,
In-
Cos, you know,
in
Cos used to run the event called Funk Republic, and that was where we really worked our skills, and you know, because he'd bring guys like Shay Fu and Damn Native, and you know, Up Up Posse and all these big stars from different parts of the country to the Funk Republic, and we would host them, you know, and the OG would do his thing. And, you know, these were sellout shows. Like, I'm talking, fuck, as a kid, you just like, you show up to the show and you just think, oh, it's going to be just a few people. And then you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's
Packed and a pack of jerks. Yeah. You know, but, you know, like, because that's what we did it for back in the days. We did it for
the energy on for what it was
you
worth.
know, for what it was, because we were just young, you know, we didn't know no better. So it's fucking, it is, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's just that thing that we did, you know, but it kept us out of trouble too, so it was a good thing, you know. We still got in trouble, but I mean, we spent so much time penning and and trying to be the best MC or performer that you could be. It takes up a lot of time, bro.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And it's what you put your hours into, bro. Like you say, the 10,000 hours of something, you're going to become it. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you put your work in, you're going to get that, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it is over there too,
So, with the Footsouljahs, what would you say would be your pinnacle, say, performance where, like, everything just went right and it was just like, and...
So, because they used to perform Busta Rhymes, right?
Yep.
Remember we went to...
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I was locked up. Busta Rhymes.
Really?
Everyone showed
But
up
the boys-
except for me. Yeah.
The boys perform?
Yeah. The boys still perform.
And the decons too, eh?
Yeah. So the show still went ahead, but I was
Yep.
on lockdown down in Wellington. I couldn't go on that tour. Yeah.
Forced vacation, bro. We won't say that. Forced vacation.
Yeah.
They forced you to go do a vacation somewhere.
Yeah.
We don't talk like that around here, my bro. You didn't go nowhere like
You
that.
know
You
what
went
I
on a
mean?
holiday.
Yeah, you know, sometimes to progress, you got to go through some things. You know,
you
those
do,
trials
bro.
and tribulations,
You do.
those variables. You know,
I
those
picked
pros
up
and
bang up
cons.
from the fucking sales many a times,
You
my
know what
bro.
I mean?
What up, my ninja?
You know
I
what I
got
mean?
you. You don't have to
Yeah.
walk home from
Yeah,
here.
and that's fine, my bro.
Yes,
That's fine.
my bro.
You know what I mean?
Yes, my bro.
Come
the way
out
it-
with the crown, the face of
And we need that.
Fuck this.
You know, we need that. We need brothers who go. You know, Cos was that guy for me. You know, eventually,
Yeah.
when I realized, you know, getting into trouble and that was stopping me from performing and getting on the road and that. And then, you know, I remember being incarcerated one time, and Danny D came to see me, and I didn't even know who he was. I knew who he was. I seen him on TV and with Cos, but I didn't know him like that. And he showed up and you know, he said, "Hey, bro, I come to visit you," and I was like, because I was looking at from the booth, you know, from the visit, and I was like, it's fucking Danny D. What the fuck is he doing here? And then he walks to where I am, and he's like, hey, so Flowz, fucking Cos told me to come and see you. You know?
Yes.
Brought me clothes, put
Bro,
some
that's
money
a real
in
one.
my,
That's
you
a
know?
real one there, bro.
You know, so I always got mad love for Damn Native and the boys, you know. He's like, yeah, so Hype showed up, asked me if I was all good, you know, and I'll never forget that.
Wow.
Never forget that. But, you know, these guys were in and out of Cos's house, you know, when I was a
Yeah.
young fella. And I used to be like, holy fuck, that's the bro. You know?
Yeah.
And now
here
we're
he
finally,
is.
you know, now we're
Yeah.
finally, you know, like I call Hypes, you know, he calls me black ass, I call him black ass too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have so much respect for him, you know, he's the mentor to me, you know, when I holler at the bro, and you know, he's you know, in regards, if we go back to performance, that's who taught me how to perform, my bro.
Yeah.
Cosmo and Danny D. So Danny D, when he'd come to Wellington and then he'd see me perform, he'd come and you know, be the older brother and that, but he'd always be like, yo, you gotta keep your chin up. You gotta keep your chin up, and you gotta, you know, you don't have to look at anybody, you just gotta look to the back and focus on something out the back, and people will think you're interacting with them just because you're looking that way. So wherever you look, just look to the back and pick something out there and just fucking go. You know, Danny, those kinds of advice and things, you know,
At those
guys
times
like,
too.
Danny, they gave me, and that's why I became the performer I was. You know, I knew that I had to go hard because I had OGs that taught me some shit, and you know.
Yeah.
Because that's invaluable knowledge, bro. Hey, performance-wise, a lot of artists, and you see it with the youngins now, that there's always that one thing that a lot of artists miss out on, and it's that part, the performance side of things. And we created a gig called the Eclipse back in the day.
Just to learn as well. Same
And that
shit.
was exactly what that was that so that we could not only trial our new music, but it was so that we could practice our performances, you know what I mean? So we used to have practice days here, Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and we just come here and jam, bro.
Wow.
And that was our thing.
Wow.
Try and perfect the craft,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
A couple of hours
yeah.
every day, bro. You know what I mean?
Because
Yeah.
Put in those
in our
10,000.
very first lots of recordings, bro, we were recording in one takes, bro.
Wow.
So, everybody would line up in the front of the microphone and
Yeah.
you'd fucking do, if it was a chorus first,
Because we didn't know about studio then.
Yeah, straight into 2 verses, bro. And then I'd come back around the back. Also, whoever was doing the hook would come around back around the back and line up to get in line and then jump on. It was like that, bro.
That's
So
how
that was
fresh
our-
we were to the
our
game,
very
bro.
first recordings.
That's
bro.
dope. That's dope, bro.
We
It's
started from the fun,
it's good to hear those things,
Yeah, bro.
It's
Well,
good to share those
and all
things.
all our listeners, bro, and all the young ones that's out there, they can learn these things. Like, just the advice you just gave there, bro. Keep your chin up. Look to the back. Give it your all. That's something that everyone that's trying to perform out there can learn, bro.
and when we say give it your all, Danny used to say, even if there's,
Bro,
2-3
exactly.
people, even if there's only two
Who
or
knows
three
who
people
those
on
2
there,
or 3
you
people are?
perform your heart out like there's 3,000 people in there.
Yeah.
So I always took that mentality with me everywhere I went. Doesn't matter who was in the room, whether it was just us, I'd treat it like I was performing to thousands and thousands of people because that's my passion. And that's what I want people to remember me for and know me for. So when they see Flowz, they're like, that's that fucking guy, bro. That's that fucking guy. But not in an ego way,
Nah.
just
Just to love.
Yeah.
because
what
I
they
love my shit.
watched.
Because the other thing is that this hip hop culture. I got no education. You know what I mean? None.
Same here, brother.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I mean,
of
I
course.
got I got certificates and then I'm
Yep.
certified in different things. But I didn't really go to school. You know what I mean? But this hip hop culture here gave me
Enough knowledge to move,
opportunities. I ended up doing film. I ended up doing motion capture for film. I ended up playing. The Thompson Twins and Tintin. For a scene in the movie, I did the Jonah Lomu game. I did. I've done stunt work. Avatar.
stuff, yeah.
Hip hop culture led me to these other industries.
Avenues, yeah.
Yeah, because I wasn't. Like I said back in Wellington, we don't fuck with the mainstream and shit. So I was always thinking outside the box. Like, yo, if I can't rap, what else can I do? And when
What other options
What
do you
are
have,
other
eh?
options? And film was that option for me because I got drafted off the street by an agent who put me in a space where now I was doing big fucking commercials and that. And I didn't even go to drama school and no shit like that. And I was making money in this other industry, which took me to film and then movies and then stunt work. And the latest project I worked on is called Savages. It's about to come out, the movie about the Mungo Mobs.
We've seen it. Yeah.
I was the assistant stuntman on that to Rodney Cook, you know what I mean? And I only dreamed of that shit as a kid. These are the different things that hip hop has led me to, sports and jiu-jitsu. I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I've done jiu-jitsu for over 12 years, and it keeps me balanced and it keeps my ego, at bay. And, so hip hop has really not just been a life experience, it's been an education. It's got me work, legitimate work, jobs, things that I wouldn't have been doing
Outside of it.
outside of the hustle.
Yeah.
Because the hustle's a real thing.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
is.
and sometimes we have to do what we got to do
Yep.
to survive and do it. But these other options, it's like God saying, "Yo, you got these other options that you can do, that you can try, and
Yep.
if they work for you, you don't need to hustle no more. You don't need to do the game no more.
Yep.
You just focus on you and focus on being the best MC you can be or the best fucking fighter.
Whatever
You know
it
what I
is,
mean?
yeah.
Whatever it is. So from my experience as a young fellow with Kenny Mac, and I'm still involved with Kenny Mac today. I coach the kids back home. I run a program that we sponsor. My company, Make Music Aotearoa, sponsors, and we help the kids in the hood, low decile area, and I coach the team, and we help out with the program. And that's my contribution back to the community because the community made me the man I am today.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the environment, right? You know what I mean?
That's
That's
where you
what
came
makes
from.
you.
Just giving back to where you've come from, brother. That in itself is a big thing, I think we need more of it.
Yeah, more entrepreneurship too, bro. And,
Yeah.
and speaking on that, bro, like I remember what got me about your fellas group, and that was when I saw the videos, and I'm just introducing myself to what your guys' whole flow is all about, bro, and then seeing the record label thing come up, Too Much Records. So let me know how that. No, well, but to me, like you know what I mean. Like we're looking from.
Motherfucking blunt set.
Because us ourselves, we were still thinking of that too. We
So
came
you
into
were the
this-
only ones out there that we noticed in the industry that had their own idea of a record label. You know what I mean?
It is called, like, again, as I said before, it's Cosmo. DJ
But still,
Raw,
you know what I mean? The
Dulu.
thinking, the
they-
thinking was on, bro, way back then, and that's what we were. Because when we came into this, we were like label first. Okay, now we're the artists. That's how we came.
But we
into
were
it.
listening
we
to No
wrapped
Limit,
ourselves
bro.
around it,
We were
you know what I
listening
mean?
to Master P, who
They
was
already
telling
gave us
you
the
in
blueprint.
every fucking song, be independent, own your shit. you know, and we came into this. We had our own record label, which we thought was a record label at the time.
It was.
Yeah.
It
But see,
was.
we were learning this from
Master
what
P.
we were seeing in Master
we
P,
heard.
bro.
I was learning it from Cause.
Right,
Everything
look at
everything that I do now, I learned from Cause and I learned from Raw. I learned from my OGs, you know. So I have to give it back to my OGs. This is my opportunity to give back to my OGs because they made me. You know, you can't go and do all these things without. It has to have a root. If you don't know what the motherfucking root is, bro, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the root is Cause. Everything Wellington has been created off guys like DJ TP, DJ Respe, Upper Hop Posse. We can't forget about Upper Hop Posse.
Can't forget about them.
They're a historical pillar in the motherfucking hip hop. They got the first #1 record, but not just that. See, people focus on stats, but what people tend to forget is they're also the first motherfucking rap crew to rap in their native tongue, bro.
Bruv.
In Māori, bruv.
Yeah.
They rapped in Māori, bruv. They rapped in the native tongue because that's how fucking proud those motherfuckers were of who they are and what Māori culture means to our whenua here, to this place. You know what I mean? And that's huge, bro.
Yep.
You know, not just becoming number motherfucking record, but they're the first to put the real Māori on a motherfucking record and rap, bro.
Shit, and that's some history. And these are the people you're looking up to, bro.
Yeah, these
you
are the
know?
motherfuckers, you know, these are the OGs.
Yeah.
Shit.
Fucking hell,
That's
bro.
right.
You know, so fuck, you know, it's hard to be a cunt. It's hard to be an asshole, you know. I mean, you know, like I learned from some good fellas, and I was, you know, growing
you've come
up,
from the original lineage,
I was a
brother.
mother, you know, I was an ass, I wasn't a very nice person, you know. These fellas taught me how to be a gentleman. They taught me about life as well. Remember, we come from that broken house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's the
so you got a
OGs that
mindset.
taught you.
Yeah.
The OGs that teach you
Yeah.
how to become a man, and that's what Cos and Raw and them did, you know. And so, you know, now I'm in this space now where I've been doing music for over 20 years, and I've got this new record. You
Yep.
know, I mean, I've still been active. You know, create and make music whole Theodore to create a hub in the community, hub in Wellington City, so that the artists we could bridge the gap between
Thrive
the
on
OG
too.
and the young
Yep.
BGs. You know, and now, you know, I put my boots back on because my brother got locked up and just about died. You know, he got cancer. you
Wow.
know.
Right.
And that's recently, you know, in the last 2 years. So when I created this new record, Flowz King of Wellington, you know, I created it because I was going through some hurdles, you know, and I was trying to overcome this, some trials and tribulations I was going through with my brother, you know, because me and my brother, we close. And but we live with each other too, you know.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
man, some crazy ass shit goes on, but you know what I mean? but you know, but we're family.
Yeah.
So
It is
you
what
know,
it is,
and I
my
love
G.
my brother.
No
So
doubt.
you know
For
what I mean?
life,
Free
for
Ali,
life,
you know,
for
Ali Gabano, that's my guy, you know. And in Cause, you know, that's my OG. You know, he's about died. So it's like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he's ringing me from Australia, asking me, man, where the fuck's the music? I'm like, man, I'm busy. I got family. I got to do this, do this. He said, man, it's fucking excuses, bro. I fucking want to hear no excuses, Flowz. I want to hear the motherfucking music.
Yeah, there it is.
And
Right
he's
there.
dying.
So yeah, hard. I understand the process,
I'm like-
my bro.
So the pressure is on.
I didn't feel no pressure. I didn't feel obligated either. It was just when I thought about it, I thought about my brother in Cause. I was like,
Timing as a motherfucker right now.
OG made me. My brother's my fucking, that's my
Yeah,
guy.
it's a G.
Yo, I'm ready to put my boots back on.
Hard out.
So this whole Free Ali campaign, not based on money or it's based on family legacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What we're gonna leave behind, you know, and what we're about to do.
Yep.
We just went #1 on the weekend, pre-sale, #1 pre-ordered album in the
Hard
South
out, brother.
Pacific, not just in the hip hop genre, but pop.
Pop. Yeah.
We're ahead of
So they're
Alicia
ready.
Keys right now. and I have to give thanks to you fellas too, you know, my team, everybody
Everybody that's
supporting
involved,
and showing love. Thank you.
Yeah, nah.
What's
hard
up?
out, bro.
You heard it live from the motherfuckers 275 RepFm. I told TJ, we already spoke about this, you know, many moons ago that we were going to do this, and it happened. And that's the way we do it.
That's right, bro. Now we're here on the campaign, on the Free Ali campaign.
Yeah.
Free Ali!
Yes. it is
Campaign,
what it
baby.
is. Shit, man, bro. So, you know, the talk and this, you know, man, shout out to our brother Sav, Big Sav in the building. What's up, my ninja, bro?
Also.
You know what I mean? And we're going to get those deep stories from you too, my bro.
Yeah, that's
We've
what's
had a
up.
few skims in the stories, but we need that deep one.
Yeah.
We need that deep story. I mean, it's great, bro, for hip hop, you know, New Zealand hip hop as well, because a lot of the young cats that are coming up in this game now, they're really young, they're really talented, they're really dope, and they're just having fun, and it's cool. But the good thing is, like what you say, like what your OGs did for you, bro, I believe we're at that position now that we can start passing this knowledge down to the younger ones coming through.
Don't be afraid to do that either. 'Cause
Nah,
some
man,
people are
knowledge
afraid.
is made to be
Some
shared,
people are
bro.
scared to share the knowledge.
The ones that are scared to share it is because they feel
They're shook ones. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
They're shook up.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
think
we-
They don't want. They don't want to lose. They
position.
don't want to lose their spot.
That's right.
Bro, we got
They're
told some
insecure.
stories. We got told some stories when we first got into it. So we just released our first video. What would I do? And we had this dude walk up to us. They'd just watched it. We come down, sit down in the booth, and this dude walks over to us and he goes, "Brothers, take you fellas on tour. Beers, bitches."
Ooh.
Yeah.
This was the talk, bro.
was
Straight
the
away.
talk, this
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
talk.
So we're like, sorry, run that back. Take you on tour. Beers. Bitches. And we're like, where the fuck the money at? Where the money at?
With the paper, motherfucker.
Yeah, fuck you mean beers and bitches. Shit, you see where we at? We in the club. And there's already beers and bitches. Hey, so fucking talking about.
the paper?
Yeah. Yeah, fuck, you can pay the rent.
With the motherfucking blunts too, motherfucker.
So we understand of that, you know, because we got
Excuse my language,
But we
excuse
had
my language.
Nah, fuck the language. That's all pretty much it. So we get told stories like that, and then we were saying, you know, we were trying to ask around, you know, like, oh fuck, man, what do we need to get into this, like, to be actual part of the industry? How do we do this legally? You know what I mean? Do we need lawyers? And we had dudes that were saying this shit in our ear. Yeah, man, you just need a lawyer.
This
you
and
need this
that.
and
Nah,
that.
we don't need
And
none
we're
of that.
like, really?
We just
Hey.
needed to hustle. We just needed to hustle in a different mind frame in that. And when we figured it out, the mindset, the purpose kicked in, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
And we had a real dude that was around us at the time, and shout outs to Ron Mack.
my bro.
Because
Ron Mack,
that
that's our
brother,
ninja
that
right
brother
there.
was the first one to put us on, man, bro. Because he was going through some industry bullshit at the time.
Yeah,
So
he
he
was
was
trying to get out
He
of
was
the
the
deals.
first one to put it on us, my bro, and say to us, "Hey, brothers,
Right, never
this is
signed
what-
nothing,
This is what
no-
happened.
nowhere.
This is what happened to me." So be careful. And when we asked the same question around, very few people were willing to fucking give up that information, bro, about what steps did you take to get there, my bro.
Yeah,
Hey,
mm-hmm.
let some brothers know. Hey.
Well, you know, sometimes people are afraid to share the knowledge because they're scared. You know,
Yeah, that's
they're
right.
scared that they're gonna lose
Their
you know,
position,
Yeah,
their
but
part in the game.
But
Yeah.
what they need to realize is they're only empowering the position.
Yeah.
Share
Because
the
it's
knowledge.
passing it on, eh?
Yeah, bro.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you, my bro.
Yep. No, that's right. Well, when you share it, it goes on, and the legacy continues, bro. You know what I mean? When you pass that on, when you're going on to the next level of things, bro, then the legacy continues. And if you're giving it to these youngsters, they're always going to remember you, just like how
That's
you
right.
remember Raw and all of them.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean? And then that's when that
That's more
cycle
important.
kicks in.
That's
what's
more
it about.
important. Yeah,
Hey,
that's
you know
what's
what I
it
mean? At the end of the day, you know,
So the teachings are right.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah, hard out, bro, hard out.
So you know, we're in a good space now with the new pre-order.
Yes,
Flowz
it's out
King of
there.
Wellington.
Links in
You
the
can,
description,
pre-order it
man.
now. The first, so basically the project is locked right now, and this Friday the first single drops for Ali.
Yep.
So it'll unlock, 12 o'clock Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You can it'll come into your space and you can have listen to the new track. But I think we're gonna play it here anyway with
Yeah, we got a live performance for you
with
and
the bro.
275, you know how we do, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to our brothers over in 275 and all that.
Yeah,
yeah, man,
that's
great space, bro.
great spot, bro. You know what I mean? And you know those brothers
And
were all
Pulse
about
Media,
Pulse Media. Our brothers getting our edits on and that. Shout
Yes,
out to the
sir.
brother Pucks
Shout out
and
to the
Big
brother, man.
Big
What up,
Frankie,
Big Pucks?
Big Pucky. You know,
Pucky Don. What's up, brother?
Yeah, bro. So you know what I mean? Like the stories, bro. Like you know what you've come from and where you're at right now, and now you're at this point now that you're releasing music. No doubt, you know you've got history from the damn native days. You got history from way back in the raw days.
Well, we're the beginning of hip hop, bro.
You know what I mean? And that's what we got to realize with this whole hip hop industry. Yeah, we got to
Yes.
support this shit. Like, you know, I remember when in the late early 2000s that it was really a big culture, and like I was inspired by seeing, you know, like not your average hip hopper at these events. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like white people. You know, I remember those times and going to these things in the city.
Oh, them motherfuckers got money.
Yeah, bro. Exactly. You know what I mean? Back to Basics magazine. I remember going to the launch of that magazine. You know what I mean? Shout out to the people that were behind that was doing all that, and it was our little insight on the industry. But to me, when I was reading it, it was about the artist. I want to know about the business. Hey, there was always us there because it was like,
You're a businessman. You know.
yeah.
what I mean,
So I
TJ?
had to try to figure that part out as soon as possible before we even thought about what's the approach of what we're going to do with our music. You know, we had the stories, we had the beats, we had the music, we had the studio, we had everything sorted.
Yeah.
But what was the purpose and where we were heading with this shit? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's taken us this long to realize that our main goal was to pass this shit on. You know, me and the bro, because we are passing it on to these young ones now. You know, a couple of young entrepreneurs right now, part of our courses, and they've learnt the game. You know, now we're getting looked on as like the OGs, exactly like how you and Raw and them, you know, we're getting looked at those as, those are the onks now. You know, we're getting called the onks.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, from the younger ones. And
They
they're
trust
all
you.
our neffs.
They only call you unks if they trust you.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
And that's when we get a different level of respect between it. And, you know, we've got a lot of, you know, shout outs to all the youngins that are out there that run their own businesses
That's what's
now.
up.
As an entrepreneur, you know
What's
what I mean?
up.
Yep.
You know, like,
And we had to go through it ourselves to
Exactly.
be able to figure it out, so
Gotta
that we
figure
could
it out.
tell them, hey, young'un, hey, be careful of this, be careful of that, but
Yeah.
you know,
yeah,
Yeah.
get it in.
get hard out, you know, realize what your purpose is and push that thing over there. So,
That's what's up. I mean, invest in your passion. That's another big thing. Is you know, so often we get told to do this and do that. You got to do that. And you got to do this. Man, I got no motherfucking education, and I was still able to do the things that I really love to do because I wanted to do them. It wasn't the fact, you know, and I had to do them, or else, man, you be broke. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or you
yeah.
ain't got, you know, slow feet don't eat, bro. And so that mentality kept me running. But you know, I was blessed because I had the OGs there who were like, yo, if I was fucking around, they yo, man, fuck back in line, man, tell you the line. You know what I mean? There were those fellas too.
yeah.
You know, if I was playing up and they knew, there's like, bro, you know, fuck, you know, ease up, relax, man, kick back, you know, causing them.
Yeah.
So, and their respect, you know, so, you know, we're lucky to be here, you know, and it's a blessing to be here, bro. So, you know,
Yeah.
new music coming.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
excited about that shit. We got a new video as well.
Yes.
3 hour lead
Bro,
video.
You got to watch out for that shit too, man. Everybody
sir.
out there. The brother's got some new shit ready to
Yeah.
go, ready to get out there, man.
And it drops this Friday, bro. So,
This Friday. So check it out. Go over to
Friday
Brother's
lunchtime,
page.
Friday midnight.
nah, Friday lunchtime.
Friday lunchtime, man. You
Alright.
can eat that up.
Yeah.
You can eat that up for your lunch.
Share it around. brother.
Actually, it should be midnight Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as Friday hits,
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
be able to fucking,
The first, second,
you'll
of
be able
Friday.
to listen to it straight away.
Yeah.
So the whole album is locked at the moment, and that's the buzzy part as well, bro. Is that so much support and so many people have pre-ordered the project. It went to #1 just based on that. So, you know, it just goes to show, you know, we got something cooking and something special. We just put it out and see what happens, you know, like. And so I'm really excited about this project. You know, it's probably one of my best works. I've done a lot of music over the years, and but with this one, you know, I had a reason and I had a why.
Yep.
You know, and I had a purpose. So it really brought out, you know, a whole lot of things
bro,
that,
what I've already heard so
you
far,
know,
bro. Motherfucker, please.
you know, when you hear it, you're gonna understand, and you'll be able to put it into perspective now that you've heard the timeline. You'll understand.
That's it. That's what we were trying to start right from the
What
get
the
go.
record
Right?
is.
Where it is and why it is where it is.
why it
right?
is where it
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the amount of hours we put in over time. You know, I mean, eventually those hours pay, and so. Working with Annie Monet 1979, working with the bro TJ, you know, working with RepFM, you know, I mean, it's a local thing to me, it's a community thing. So I just working with Ricky Paul, you know,
Man, that kid there, man, like, you know, like
crazy
no
beats,
doubt,
you
he's
know, crazy producer.
Shout
You know,
outs
we
to
just
that
had him on
fella.
the weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Rip
a
Your
couple of
Beats.
days, Rip Your Beats, man. Crazy competition. You guys were the crazy host too, man. You know, had some good feedback on you guys in there too. You know what I mean? It's like, man, these guys, man, they're ready to steal everything, man. Make sure those prizes don't worry walking out the door, eh? You know, these guys. Talking about the prizes should be in the truck.
Hey, you're lucky.
Yeah.
Like the beatmaker that wanted it, he just happened to be there to take his speakers with him.
All I know is, man, I was just sliding into the couch, bro.
Bro, you're relaxed. You're in the environment, my bro. You're in the environment. You're feeling at home.
Hey,
Kazim.
shout outs to my man Posex.
Yeah, man, the producer,
man,
always
Blood Sport
producing.
Days.
Yes.
Producing.
What up to our producer?
Oh, that man, always producing, man.
Word
Shout
up.
out to my ninja Post-X, man, and everybody that was involved in that Rip Your Beats thing, man. You know, it was a great idea, great way of executing it, and we did it. You know, 10A shout outs, 10A shout outs, Anonymous.
That's the first time I met Tine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro. I
Damn.
was just talking to Hulk about it before.
Damn.
First time I met him, you know, and I only knew it was him because of his hat.
Damn. Oh, true that.
Fuck, is that Tine? And then I was like, oh, just wait till someone talks to him. And then
Yeah.
someone was talking to him, and I heard him talking about beats. I said, yeah, that's Tine. Okay, now I can
Damn.
go introduce. Hey, Tine, Summers!
My brother, here's my card.
Because I hate that. Because I hate that, you know, because the bro knows me. He's like, oh, that's Flowz over there. And I'm like, fuck, oh, man, what's the bro's name? Who's that? Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Too many blunts.
Land City. There's a coach up in there. There's a
bro.
coach up in this, man. But here we are today. We're out here representing this new pre-ordered album, man. The link is in the description. So everybody,
Man.
you lazy motherfuckers, that's
Click
watching,
that
let's
link
go
and
click on
pre-order.
the link and
Click that
pre-order,
link
man.
and pre-order right
keep the
now.
brother up on that #1 spot because
Yeah,
that's
let's
what it
stay
takes.
there.
You know what I
Stay
mean?
there.
He got something sitting there ready to go.
Yeah.
So if it's ready to go, you just need to go check that shit out, man. And he'll release the padlock on each song as he needs to.
As soon as that shit drops, don't just like that shit.
Share that shit.
That's the slogan that we've been saying on here for a little while, man. So, bro, everybody, shout out to everybody on here. Let us know where we all tuning in from, and then we'll give you a shout out in there.
Yeah, what
Because
up?
there's history right here today. So many gems. Everybody knows that, every time we run a show out here and we bring some old school artists or new school artists, that there's always some good knowledge of where we're all at. Because the younger kids right now, how they're thinking of things, and that, I'm like, man, that's pretty cool. That's why I like hanging around the young ones, because they've got new ideas.
You learn.
Bro, fresh. They're fresh as. They're green to the whole idea.
And that's why we're where we at, because our cup's still not full.
No, that's right.
We're still learning, like that's why I'm still involved with rap, because all the young fellas back home, what up to all the young fellas back home in Wellington City.
Yeah.
You know who you are, Wellington Hip Hop, man. It's the community, that's us. And it's for you guys, you know what I mean? So hanging out with the young fellas, because the young fellas school me up on game, and they also school me on what's current and what's happening, I listen to all the nephews and their shit, and they learn. I'm like, yo, I just... What's that, Neff? You know what I mean? What you listen to, And then I'm like, he's dope, ain't he? Fucking, he's the shit. You know what I mean?
But we're educating ourselves.
Still learning.
Still learning.
And
Well, we'll
that's
never
the key.
stop. Never stop.
And that's why we're still
Yeah.
in this lane, because we're teaching motherfuckers game, but they also teaching us game as well.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps us current. That's why this record here, it's current, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Hard out, bro.
You listen to
Hard
it,
out.
the follow up to it is called Rap Life featuring DJ Raw, and that's a hip hop fucking banger.
Yeah.
And you guys will hear it. You guys will hear it first here at 2-7 RepFM, because that's my fans.
Yeah. Hard out, bro.
100.
We got a demo of you getting there, get that in there live, man. So, it's pretty cool, man. Shout out to everybody in there. Shout out to Joseph.
Yeah, shout out to
Karanga.
everybody.
Yes, bro. Appreciate everything. Awesome audio and awesome camera work. RepFM crew. Oh, some of the boys trying to ring me right now. Sorry, my G. I'm actually live, my bro. So gonna have to get back to you after 10.
Come on, every Monday. Same time.
My bad, my G. He's probably on the stream. He's bro, ring the bro up now.
Yeah.
I'm at work,
Plug the Rick.
Yeah.
I'm at work. God damn, it's night shift right about now. Shit.
Getting a heaps of love on here anyway.
Yeah,
my
heaps of
brother.
love, bro, and heaps of knowledge out there, and that's what it's about, bro. Like that's what this stream's about, and people are gonna come back, rewind it. Ones that don't get to watch it tonight, they're gonna see it in the morning. Ones that haven't seen it tonight, they just come back from work, they'll see it later on, cuz, and that's usually how it is. So it's great to have this platform sitting there, ready, archive, bro. You know what I mean? Sitting there for any young person that wants to go check out any of these stories about the OGs of this game,
Yes.
the newcomers in this game.
Because that's what we love. That's what we love about this podcast and the beginnings of this year. We started with an OG, and then bringing an up and coming. And so we at the same time we are paying homage to the lineage of hip hop, or music in general in New Zealand.
That's what's up.
And we're looking forward to you, jamming with us at our 10th year anniversary.
I'll be
my
there.
bro.
I'll be there.
September the 5th, bro. We've got that shit locked.
Shit,
So,
we
man,
gonna-
check it out. Neck of the Woods, we're there. Man, the brother Flowz going to be there. We've got 10 great dope artists, 10 of them that we've actually did interviews with
Yes,
so
sir.
far. So
That's what's up.
it's part of the campaign, man. Everybody's doing the thing. The brother's releasing his music around those times too, so you'll get to see that live. Come out there and feel the vibe. Come out there and get that, get that energy
I'll
out
perform
there.
those songs for you too, so it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's us, bro.
We're
That's
gonna
us.
get that easy money.
That's how it is, my bro. That's how it is.
Yeah.
We got you too, cause you're over here. So it's about all those things, man. Like these young fellas on here, bro. Like shout outs to the bro Inked Up. He was on here too. Appreciate the knowledge, brothers. You know what I mean? Respect to soul. Flowz Malala Soul from the bro Els Exodus Robeck. So a couple of the bros on there.
What's up to everybody out there? Thanks, and I appreciate you guys.
It's
time.
all love
It's
out
my
here.
bros right here, So I had so many people hitting me up about the podcast and hitting me up about to go see them, and I was like, I wanted to come and give the exclusives to you guys first because we got that relationship.
Right.
We've been working, and it's
Exactly.
always positive. You know what I mean? And I support that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that we laid it down here together, and we did it right.
Yep.
And now I can go see these other people and give them the story.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
But as long as we get it to the hood and the community first, that's my focus.
Yep.
I'll let
Yep.
them get it exclusive because, man, that's what the hood is, you give them the best, eat the best, you know what I mean, the best knowledge, the best, you know what I mean, whatever we can give to the community, man, that's what's up, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
because we came from that shit.
Exactly. And we've got to inspire somehow, bro. Like how your OGs did it for you. that's what we got to do now. That's what we got to pass on, and it's good seeing you guys. Like I'm hearing these talks about some of the other old school brothers out there doing music again, the Decons.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Getting some music together too. So,
I just got the email.
so I'm hearing all these things.
I
That
just
this
got
out.
CC'd into their conversation.
So that's a double confirmation
They done
right here.
CC'd me in there, bitch.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I just got the
So-
word from Sav.
Holy shit!
shit.
Yeah. And once the big man puts it out there,
Yeah,
man,
you
he
know
puts
it.
it out
It's
there.
on.
Damn, it's on. It's on. Love from Tennessee. Yeah, we got love out there in Tennessee as
What's
well.
up to the
'cause
Tennessee fans?
Tennessee Ave and the place to be, man. So you know what I mean. Like it's good seeing the old school boys and you fellas come back. Let's get into some of the other stuff. I'm missing you on the video of Scribbles. Not many. How was that with those great people at that time? Not many become a classic fucking hit.
Oh, you know,
around here.
we're just supporting.
And it was a good vibe, bro. I see you
we're
all
just
over
supporting.
there too. Yeah.
Nah, we're just supporting. You know, we're just showing love for the bro. You know, like I said, we got history as well. I got history with Malo. You know, Humphrey's place. We originally met there when we were 15, 16 years old, ciphering, rapping, battling each other. You know, the motherfuckers over there used to call us Ini Komosi. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the lyric boss. Man, fuck that shit. You know? But you know, that's the journey. You know, and so from there to meeting Malo again in the big time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? To see that progression and to see, you know, the bro being successful and me, see no one else, but I knew where he came from. I could, you know what I mean? I could
Yes.
vouch for the bro because I had spent time with the bro Malo,
Yeah.
you know, before we became,
So you know where he came from.
yeah, bro. Yeah,
Hey.
yeah, because we're from the same spot, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hard out.
So, and we spent a lot of time together up at Humphrey's place, you know, so shit, you know.
Bro, the most
Don't forget those memories.
the
you know?
most proudest moment for me at that time was when he took main stage at Big Day Out.
Yep.
Because there was no Kiwi artists doing main
They were-
stage
they were
Big Day Out,
Kiwis,
bro.
but they were not
Kiwis,
hip-hoppers.
but not hip hop.
Okay.
That's the first time the big stages got to feel the presence of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember that.
And that was a fucking a pinnacle moment for us when we were sitting in the stand watching this man.
Yeah.
And that
And
shit
we're
was
like,
some
oh,
amazing
shit.
shit,
All
bro.
right.
Because then that told us that fucking we can do these main stages, bro.
Yeah,
we
definitely.
can take it to that level, right?
Definitely. I mean, you know, just like as you know, it's just a level of professionalism,
Yeah,
level of
that's right.
discipline. There's levels to the shit.
There's
you know?
10,000 hours.
But
in
if you're
every
willing
situation.
to learn those levels and hit those levels, you
Do
know,
what you
like
gotta do.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, bro.
It's possible, bro. It's possible.
You
Like
know-
I said,
you know-
milli a day. That's what I
Yeah,
say.
yeah, that's
milli a day,
yeah, that's
millimeter
right.
a day, bro. That's
Yeah.
how we moving.
You gotta, at least you're moving.
Because that's
eh?
realistic, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard.
And that was the beautiful thing was then to later on hook up with Sav, and that came about on just doing a single with the dude. That wasn't even really for him; it was for Alpha.
For Alphas in the day.
And then later on we get a hold of the dude and he was like, "Oh nah, bro, it's actually I'm not gonna do the track now, but Sav's gonna do the track." And we were just like,
Oh, shit. All right.
"Say
Damn.
that again?" Hey, he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, for real?"
And that was the link in the day.
All right, and then that was our connection with Sav, and then
The rest
then
is
the
history.
rest was history,
Right,
bro.
we're all
Just
at
to-
this point now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, with the whole relationship. But you know what's buzzy, cuz I'm just remembering this now. When we saw Scribble perform there, I remember when we were about to leave, and the hip hop stage was still on the outside by
Yep.
the tent, and we
Yeah.
were leaving.
just as you come in the entrance, hey, it used to
And
be
guess
there.
what was playing then? Swing, cuz. So we had a number one smashing Malo on the main stage, and this song comes out that to this day, look at what it's done now.
Oh man.
Hey, so these are
Man.
two great
It's on-
moments in the
it's
big day
on
out.
golf, bro.
You know how many
2021.
You know how many times that song has become platinum? I don't fucking know, but I know that song has become like quadruples. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's been on
It's
through
done
so
its
many
thing.
platforms. Through
Yeah.
the film, it blew up here in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Then it fizzled out, and then next minute it's on a movie, and it
Yeah,
blows up again. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
so
huh.
many
It's
times.
got wheels, bro. It's
Yeah,
got wheels
bro.
on it.
It's got a leg.
It's got
Well,
some
I was
legs
a
on it.
savage.
days.
You know,
Yeah,
you
bro.
know, I met Sav, bro. I met Sav at the Trap House. Going
No
to see my
doubt,
brother.
no doubt,
I was
no
going to
doubt.
see my brother in somewhere along Sandringham or Kingsland, I think. And it was my brother's 21st, right? My brother's working in the Trap House, right? Knock on the door, and it's fucking Savage opens the door. And Savage knows me from the Footsouljahs, and he's like, "Oh, also," and I'm like, "Oh, you know, I don't know Savage." And I'm like, "Oh, hey man, fuck, what's going on?" You know? And I met him at the Trap House, and then he's like, "Man, if you ever hungry, man, come see me at work." You know, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, cool, man, cool." And then, you know, and little do we know, he was working the fucking BP. You know what I mean? On is it Great North Road or Great South Road? You know what I mean? Dominion Road, Dominion Road, right? We go there, get a feed, and they also hooks us up, shows us love, and you know what I mean? And so I know the bro. You know what I mean? And I know where he came from, you know, and I seen his success and his progression. And to me, man, that's where it's at. That's what's up.
Yeah. Well, see, that was the thing, because we were going to like it was this is a birth of us recommended dosage. We went to it was Bob Marley's birthday, and so they had like events on all that day, right? Waitangi weekend.
That's right.
Waitangi Day,
yeah.
and we went out to and it was Sav and them performing, bro. And we were just standing at the bottom of the stage, looking up and thinking,
Damn. Yeah,
fuck.
and that was the spark of the purpose. Hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was we, you know,
That
I always,
moment of clarity.
Yeah,
That moment of clarity.
hard out, bro. Like we didn't realize that we had sparked up our music career, but we realized that we sparked up this purpose now. You know what I mean? Because it became bigger than the music with us. You know what I mean? Like the music was like, okay, rap about it, talk about it that way, and do what you got to do. But how you gonna make this shit happen? Eh?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna dip back in the streets and come back in?
Like,
dip back
because
and
that's
do
what it
back,
was,
you know
right? Because when we first got into this, bro, it was about, okay, what do we actually need to become this, you know, do music.
Independent.
Yeah, independence and all
What
that
do we
type of
need?
shit, because we didn't want to be signing to a label, bro. So that was where we got the whole idea of making our
Being
own
independent,
label.
being your own.
Yes, bro.
Ownership,
so we
bro.
already had that idea, but then it was just not really understanding, like saying, with the new tracks, the new music that you're creating, are you the owner of the masters?
Of course. Of
All
course.
day, my G. Hey, all
Shit,
day.
I got taught. I got taught from the OGs.
There it is,
I got
though,
taught from the OGs. I got taught from
Yes.
Cos. See, being independent, you have to own your own masters.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. I mean, I got taught that from Cos, and that, you know, they were all about that. That's why we never ventured out to the mainstream back in the days, and that's why I was always loyal to that. You know, I got offered deals as well back in the days, but I never took them because my loyalty was to Cos and them, you know, to Raw and them. Now I'm older, I can make my own decisions, and I have, you know what I mean, the blessing of
you
my
got
bros.
the blessing of them, bro.
With the blessing,
support.
you know, and you know, we're all working together now, and I'm working with guys in the industry like, you know, Andy and Brother D and Poetic, and you know that crew, Ricky Paul,
Yep.
you know, building a team, and then I'm working with TJ, you know what I mean, and all these different elements, you know, they're gonna come together, and eventually, you know what I mean, what happens
Through
happens,
success,
and we're gonna build something special. So.
That's right.
It's bro. It's
Yeah, man, we're heading in the right direction.
the
with
journey.
everything. It's
It's
the
the
journey,
journey.
bro. That's
Yes,
it,
sir.
bro. That's
yeah.
it. You know, and that's how we get to where we need to get to, bro. Is we just got to keep that work going and keep the flow going. You know what I mean? Like you say, a little bit at a time, mate.
A little bit of time.
You
You
know,
know?
you'll get there. You'll eventually get there.
Yeah, and if you're willing to put the time in, you're still willing to learn. You know, the cup's not full. You know, it just makes things easier. You know what I mean? You know, it's hard to teach somebody whose cup's already full and they know everything. It's hard to communicate. It's hard to resonate. But you know, you always. That's why the hood is the hood, because you know you're always gonna find kids who need something. You know what I mean? They're all from broken homes and shit, and all they need is time, a little bit of knowledge, and some other. You know what I mean? And
then your way.
You can get that progression.
Yeah, let it grow. Right?
I mean, you know, we can't save everyone. I'm not trying to be motherfucking Jesus. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm being realistic.
But
you know
even
what I
if
mean?
we can just help or fucking
One person.
One person
influence
spark the
one-
mind. even.
Yeah, spark the mind of one of the kids in the
Yeah.
hood. You know, we're winning, bro.
Yeah,
you
we're
know?
one. We're one.
And that's for real. You know, we got to try and get the kids conscious. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's a millimeter a day, bro.
Yeah.
Don't expect too much.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're working with.
That's what we're working with, my bro.
So
Fuck.
getting into that though, you're a father.
I'm a father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys, girls.
I got I took my son Star. He's 20 years old. Yep. My girls. I got girls. Yeah. 2 girls, 10 years old and 3 years old. And
Fathers as well, with all this knowledge that you're doing, and you got to do the
well,
father.
the youngest isn't, you know, the youngest isn't my child. It's my brother's daughter. You know what I mean? So she stays with us. She looks after
Family.
us. She's family. You know, my brother's locked. He can't look after his daughter. So I'm the guy. You know what I mean? That they depend on. You know.
Yep.
Same with my nephews and that. You know, my other nieces. You know, they know Unks is good. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They looked after.
They've got somebody to look up to, bro. You know, there's you know, when kids are growing up, it's somebody that they can trust.
That's
Hey, you know
exactly
what I mean?
it,
They
you
need
know?
that somebody that they
That's
can
exactly
rely
it.
back to and
Yeah.
say, you know,
Somebody they can
Mum,
communicate with and talk
That's
with.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just as simple as it sounds. Fuck, you know, for some kids, it's a lot. You
It's
know
a
what
lot,
I mean?
yeah.
So, yeah, you know, I mean, you know, I deal with, you know, that's what it is. It's what it is. But I love it, you know. I wouldn't trade it for anything. You know, I'd drop my music and all of this bullshit for it in an instance.
Yeah, an instant. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, exactly, bro.
That's real talk. You know, that's the way it is.
Shout out, bro. Fuck yeah, what a journey, bro.
But I mean, it took me a long time to realize those things. It's not like fucking, you know what I mean?
It doesn't happen
It don't happen overnight. You know?
It's
Exactly.
but it takes
consistent. You know,
life's lessons to get us there.
This one thing I heard. You know, I heard one time, like, you discover one thing and conquer it, and then there's another thing.
Yeah.
And then you conquer that one thing, and then there's this other thing.
Yeah.
And then you conquer those 3 things, and then there's other 4th thing. And then you get to conquer all those 4 things, and the whole fucking house falls apart. And you got to start all over again.
Yeah.
And then you rebuild those 4 things, and then next minute the 5th thing comes. And it's not till you get to the 6th, 7th, 8th thing is when things really start to turn and really start to happen. But that's long time, G.
Yeah.
That's years and
hours.
years,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Years and hours and months and weeks and fucking, you know what I mean? Of toil. But I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you know, bro.
Yep. Shit,
You
we
know.
done been putting in this motherfucker, man, for 4 days.
You know, eventually, you know, eventually,
Exactly.
eventually.
And we just got to stay consistent, bro. It's just like if you know, it's like winning the lotto. You're not in it unless you buy a lotto ticket. You know what I mean? There's no chance you're going to win that shit if you're not playing the game. So buying a lotto ticket to us is like
You got to be in it to win it.
putting yourself in there, playing your position.
Because, you know, this hip hop shit's vulnerable, you know, you can be
Yeah.
vulnerable in this hip hop shit, you know, putting yourself out there in front of heaps of people, you know, and, you know,
Yeah, because people criticize.
of course, and that's just we're human beings,
That's-
you know what I
yeah,
mean? It's a natural thing.
Part of nature.
I don't really give a fuck what people say, you know what I mean?
Exactly,
They can say
bro.
what the fuck they want to say, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to go out there and grind and do my work. I don't listen to the haters, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm a congratulator.
Yeah.
You know, I congratulate my brothers on success, and they do the same with me, so
Yeah.
it's reciprocal. And that's why I keep my circle small.
Yep. But you got to, bro. Got to. It's a must, bro. Because, you know, like, it is what it is, and it helps you work around what you want to do, bro. You know what I mean? And getting a good team behind you, bro. It's key acres, you know?
Yes,
we
sir.
work with so many different people, too, bro. And, like, you know, some are there for a reason and some are there for a season, bro. You know what I mean?
That's right, you know, that's right. You know, you
Come
meet
and go.
people, they come
Yeah.
and go, but, you know, your brother's always going to be there.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly. The ones they were. Speaking of brothers, bro, Free Ali, this is the campaign. This is what we're at.
brother.
This
Yes.
is where we're at right now. This is, you've heard the history. You've seen where it comes from. You've seen where Wellington hip hop has been birthed from. You've seen where it's all came out of. There's a New York flavor that's brewing around in this area 9 years deep, 7 years actually, before it actually starts expanding out via the veins of this brother right here and his OGs out there. And that, like, what a journey. What a journey. And we are here right now promoting the campaign of our brother Free Ali out here today. You know what I mean? Boom. Here we
Yeah.
are today. The link's out there right now. The pre-orders there.
Man.
You're not just buying
Bang
a
that
song
link.
right now and a link right now. You're buying into
Pre-order that
history.
link. Save that link.
That's it. You're buying into
Share
history.
it.
Share it around.
Y'all
Go in
motherfuckers
there.
just don't know.
Donate the link, man. If you're not into hip hop, buy it and donate it to somebody that loves hip hop.
Yeah.
Get in there and get that shit cracking.
Don't
because
just
that's
like
what
that shit.
Share that shit. Hard out, man, and fucking get it out there. That's the key to this whole thing that we're trying to do right here is make sure that you get that campaign cracking, everything out there. Gigs coming up soon. Everything's out there.
August
everything's on-
21st. August 21st, the whole project drops
The
next
whole
month.
project is dropping
And-
next month.
And I mean, after this Free Ali camp, which is all about it, that single drops Thursday midnight. So you'll be able to, as soon as you could wait till midnight, you wait till the morning, you can click it to it. It'll unlock from the pre-order. So when you go to the pre-order it. No tracks will be unlocked until Friday. That's the first time. And then 2 weeks after that, we're gonna release Rap Life. And then that track will unlock. We're just trying to, you know what I mean? My man's got this plan, so we're just going to stick to the plan and trust the process.
Yep.
And then
That's
we
it.
release the actual releases August 21st. August 21st, the whole project will be released, but we still got 2-3 songs to drop before that project releases. So
Yes.
exciting time. So click the link, share the link,
Get it out
and
there,
get
man.
it out to your peeps.
That's right.
And
Support the cause,
and
man.
let's create some history. You know, it's the first time a rap artist has been #1 on the pop charts in a day or two. Like the turnover
long
was so
time.
quick. The support was outrageous. It was crazy. So thanks to everybody who's supporting. You know, I really appreciate
And
it.
that's what everyone's got to understand, bro. It's the history behind this, brother. You know what I mean? You've got so many people clapping for you out right now. You know what I mean? You got who you've all just talked about, from the damn natives to the rurals to the, you know, King Capices and everybody out here clapping, bro. You know what I mean? And we know that everyone, it's real support, bro. And it's a good time for it
right now. Right now, we're
We
getting,
need this.
Yeah, our
We
Kiwi
need this shit right
artists, we've been getting overlooked for a little while. right? Because
The whole career,
we've been
cousin.
getting so spoilt from international stuff coming into New Zealand. But now that our borders are locked,
COVID's in.
we're getting a lot more shine now, our artists, right? And that's a fucking beautiful thing to me. It's just to see that our artists can, or we're out here now, and we can rate like them, like you're saying. iTunes.
Yes.
iTunes, Apple Music.
Yeah. See, this is a beautiful time right now for our Kiwi artists, bro. And I fucking love that shit.
Yep.
know?
Exactly, bro.
I think
Exactly.
it's time for us to get ours, right? Hey.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, right now in the pipeline, as well as this project, you know, I'm getting ready to work with Poetic and Mellows Downs. You know, we got a little something special that we're all in communication about in regards to the shows and the touring.
Yes, sir.
We got something special that
Yes.
we're going to announce soon. Like I just touched on it a little bit there, but you know, we're going to announce it properly in the coming weeks.
That's where it's at.
So what up to my guys, and I'm really excited. You know, with the COVID, you know, the COVID was a blessing, bro.
It is
for
in
me.
disguise, bro.
for
For
me,
us too, bro.
It was
Look
a
at where we're at
blessing.
right now.
You know,
For
I spent 7-8 weeks with my family at home.
Yeah.
I got to rebuild some foundations that were kind of, you know, a little bit shaky with my son and my kids. You know, and to me, that's worth more than money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To chill with them. And,
But isn't it amazing that it took a situation like that to
Yeah,
put us
of
into
course.
these
I mean,
perspectives?
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, the COVID thing, I'm still, you know, I'm not fucked up about it, but I'm still like, yo, what the fuck was the point, you know? You know, these people in high places pulling all this bullshit, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, brother, and people got to eat, you know, lots of people lost out
Yeah.
on that
But
situation.
look at our
but
situation.
the blessing,
Yeah.
The family time.
Look at the
bless up,
you can't
know?
pay for
It's
that.
right there.
And not just that. Look at what's happening around the world now. The pandemic is still fucking a real thing out there.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
And
people,
we're-
you don't listen, that's what fucking happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See,
Ning taring
and
us,
Aus-
huh?
Australia sadly is paying the price right now because they didn't do what Auntie Jacinda did.
Our country shut down. And
Yes.
then everybody that was smart followed suit. All the islanders followed suit.
Yeah.
Rarotonga, all the islands followed. As soon as she shut down, they all shut down too.
Yeah.
So the cases in our country were low. You know, they can't smoke screen the vaccination because lots of countries like ourselves who
Yeah.
did what they had to do and overcome the
Yeah.
know, the COVID.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I mean? You
We're
can't
good.
bring,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Hard out, bro. Yeah.
It was a blessing, bro. I spent lots of time with people that I probably wouldn't have.
Same
and,
here, bro.
Yes.
And it might have been a similar situation for you fellas.
Definitely was.
But you know, I tried to make the most of the COVID because I knew I had a record coming out and I knew I had to stay focused and tuned into my
Yeah.
record. I just trained every day, spent those moments with my family, made the most of their time, and that's what really helped me solidify and finalize the whole project and get things done and moving.
Hard
Didn't
out,
stay,
bro.
didn't try to sit around and you know and oh man, you know, it's like yo, we gotta get it while everyone's at home, everyone's sleeping. We out here
Yep. Yeah.
doing what we got to do to make sure that when it happens, this is what's gonna happen.
Yep. That's how it's gonna happen too, man, bro. And you're pushing it, bro, to the limit. That's how we got to do it, bro. We got to get out there. And it's good to see out on these platforms too, bro. So
Free Ali.
Free Ali is the campaign.
King of
man.
Wellington Flowz, go get that. iTunes and Apple Music,
That's
and
right,
save
man.
it on your stream for Spotify.
That's right.
They're all
that's
tracks
right.
are locked, and Friday's the first gig down.
Yep, there it is,
Yeah.
man. So there it is. There it is. A lot of history in there. People need to rewind the stream later on after this, man, and just go check out what the fuck just happened there. Because
yeah, I reckon.
like,
Fucking
man,
sleeping. Fucking wake your ass up. Wake
yeah,
your
man,
ass up.
Shit. Like, no shit, cause like you wanna inspire a lot of these youngins up here, bro. Like, you know, me and the bro Hookbanger's been out here waving the fun, you know, the torch up here for Margaret and that for a long time, for Auckland for a long time, to try and get this thing going for these youngsters. So when they come up, they've got this place, they've got it all set up, and to have an interview like this with you talking about the gems that you're talking about, how it actually came about, that's a blessing on another whole nother level, bro. Because it's now documented, bro. You know what I mean? We've got it down, we've got it on a live stream.
I
You know
appreciate
what I
you.
mean?
I appreciate you,
All right.
fellas.
It's great to be able to praise you too, brother. Give you the light that you deserve
It's a
Hard out.
humbling
Hard out.
for the
experience.
journey that you've been on and still on.
I appreciate
right,
it, my
bro.
brothers. It's a humbling experience. I always make time for the bros, you know, come through and kick it. You know how we do it.
Hard out, man. And we've got many more things to do, man. Many
Man,
moves to happen.
You know, in Wellington and Auckland form, we're gonna be like motherfucking Voltron.
Voltron
you know
up
what I
in this
mean?
motherfucker, bro. Hard out. It's gonna start cracking, man.
Yeah,
So-
to the monster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'm digging it, my bro. I'm digging it, bro. So, bro, do you want to give any shout outs to anybody out there? Any shout outs to anybody out there that you want to shout out now that helped you get to where you are, that are supporting you where you are right now, and helping you move forward, bro? Who's all the shout outs you want to
Man,
give
shout outs to Kenny Mac, the original brought hip hop to Wellington City.
Triple OG right there.
1982.
82.
Shout outs to DJ TP, DJ Reese B, DJ Raw, the original pillars, of DJs. We need those DJs. Without the DJs, we can't play no music. And then what up to King Kapisi and Kids, Phil Star Orator, and DJ Raw, Cars 163, those are the guys that put me on, like helped me and put me on, and then they put the rest of all of their peers on. So those guys are the original, soul man. What up to everybody back home, Wellington City, I got you fellas, riding on my back with me, and I know that, and even if you ain't, it don't make no difference. I'm going, you know what I mean? We're just gonna do it and we're just gonna keep doing it. So shout out to my fams, my family and that, the wifey and the kids, and they're always supporting me on my bullshit adventures, you know what I mean? Every time I fuck up, they always still got me. So
real ones,
all the family back home, all the cousins, and what I mean. I just keep it simple, bro. My circle's small, so I just keep my circle the way it is because that's the way I like it.
Solid, my bro. Man, thank you for even spending your time up here in Auckland. I know you've had a busy weekend this whole weekend, out there doing the campaign, pushing everything, making sure all the buttons get pushed before everything gets released out here, my bro. So thank you very much for your time, bro, because time is precious. And we appreciate your time and that, you could have been back in Wellington, chilling at your place, doing what you do best.
Yeah, or as soon as you told me about the interview and that, I was like, oh no, it's all good, I'll stay back, because we might not capture this moment the way it was tonight, you know what I mean? So the opportunity was there, and I'm that kind of guy. I'm that guy, like, if the bros say, yo, we got let's do it, let's go.
Hard out.
Building, building.
Hard out, my bro. Well, we're lucky enough to get your live performance up at the 275 studio. Something a little different.
There because I can be fucked.
So we got that in there with the energy in there, and shout outs to our people. So I want to give a shout out to all our sponsors to start this off. Creative New Zealand. Thank you very much, Creative New Zealand. Without you guys,
shout out
this whole thing wouldn't happening with this and that. And what we do. Shout out to our Pulse Media, our people over there, Pulse
doing
Media.
Doing
the damn thing, editing up these videos for us for these live videos and all that. Thank you very much, my brothers. Ayebro, always having our templates out there, making sure that we're
hip-hop shit. Ayebro, what up to
Ayebro, what up, my brothers out there? Ayebro, man, we just held out the baddest beat-making phone comp just a while ago. So
y'all don't know.
Shout out to those brothers right there. And shout out to our 275 barbers out there, my bro.
Yes, sir.
Out there, always holding it down for us out there.
Get your fade hook up there,
man.
man.
Get your fade hook up, man, and go get some merch, man. And watch out for these cross-branding merch coming out soon, too, man. We've got some little sun.
Our brothers on the camera.
Yep.
Yes,
Media Brothers.
Yeah,
the Media, Pulse Media. Shout out to Pulse Media, man. They're always holding it down for us. Every time, so go check out their YouTube page. That's where you find the full interviews of what we're doing here.
Sir.
Over there and that as well, too, man. So shout out to everybody involved to make sure this happens. Shout out to our producers, the young Neff on the background there, making everything happen.
What up, Neff?
Making it all work.
Great job.
And
thank you, sir.
We're employing the youngins around here. We're trying to make it all happen out there for everybody out there, too.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, my bro. So we're going to get this last performance in there before we let the brother go in there, and we know how we do. We're gonna have a cup of coffee and shit, cup of tea.
Also, you gotta remember, man, don't just like that shit.
Share that shit. That's right, and you know how it is. So here it is, another gem in there. This is the song. This is the campaign. This is the first that you get to hear it.
Get out to support the local man.
And you like what you hear right here? Hit that link in that description, and you can get that sent to you straight away and make that shit happen, man. So. It is what it is, man. So we're going to get out of here. Thank you for another great show, man. We're going to get a live performance from our brother right here. Flowz, Wellington, King of Welly. The EP's out there. Pre-order that shit. Don't just like that shit. Share that shit. Okay, let's check this shit out.
Oh.
Stay down till you come up, and that's always been a motto. Free Ali Gabbana when all my life struggle is around the world. And you know... When they call me one, cause I put you on. And all the G's know the face of form. And I learned the codes and I read the maps. So you don't get caught up in a trap. I said make money, try build a stack. Take money and give something back. We gon' blow, run the whole city. Get this dough, build our own committee. And that we did, built a network and database. I kill a competition every day. And north out to the south, we don't play around here. You should've known the curriculum. I must have made myself clear. I'm starting to feel the hate here, like I got to escape here. Even though I built here. Goddamn, this life, more money, more problems. dollars. Biggie said I never forgot. That was years on the block, planning with the plot, excavating spots just to get us something. What the fuck was you thinking? I don't know what you tipping tea. I don't know what you drinking. You gon' end up in a trap missing G. I'm sacrificing everything I got just to see us make it to the top. And Ali Cabano say the name. The streets know me, I run the game. And P-Town try claim the reign. And Upper Hot think it's a fucking game. And I brought your rings, you watching your gains. Gave you great clouds to make it rain. We ain't never gonna be broke again. I kept my promise, you the one that changed. I gave you knowledge to get your change. I am the plug who always maintain. Ali Cabano say the name. That's real talk, you got me pissed off. Big boss, you a pussy cat, and I'm a big dog with big dreams. And you small-minded like a fucking rat. Wellington City is mine. Me and my brothers, we grinds. 93, 94, and 95s. Now is the time, I'm gonna expose all of your lies. You motherfuckers trying to duck us. When we catch up, it's gonna be ruckus. Sleep.
What up to my boys, Post Media? My guys up there, 275. What up to my man, Pocky Don Dada?